Let's have a look here. I'm going to put on a little bit of sound. Put on the play sound. I see you guys. I see you. Holy shit, hold on. I can't keep up with your names. You got me. Holy shit. I'm not even gonna try. Hi, Mikey. What's going on? Hello. Oh my God. Love the words praise the word, heal your word, love your words. Breathe your word, whisper your words. Praise the word. Yeah, Abby, I saw that clip just seconds ago. Let's talk about this full moon. Okay, for sure. So, not quite sure what to say. This is probably going to be a very strange evening. I hope you don't mind, folks. I'm just glad I'm here and I'm alive, and I'm glad you guys are out there and you're alive too. It's been one hell of a freaky 2 weeks period since the new moon. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. I'll put this note up here in a moment. We'll come back to that in a little bit here. First of all, I wanted to say hi. I'll put this over here just because we're going to talk about it in a little bit. And we're going to do a couple of tarot readings for some people, but it's going to be very limited. It's going to be for the most exclusive VIP of all of the visitors. And so what I thought we would do is, just for kicks. Oh, I've got all these notes. Hold on, stay there a moment. I got to come back. I'd like to see on the board, because I'm just letting you know, guys, up front, I'm very fragile right now. I'm still medicated. We were in the hospital 2-3 weeks ago for this so-called heart attack thing. It turns out to be nerve damage and a messed up spine and things like that. And so it triggered everything that was like a heart attack. But apparently the heart's really, really good, and I endured double doses of stress test because they screwed up. They double dosed me by accident, which nearly killed me, but I survived. So I end up in the ER for ending up being in the ER. Okay, so that's kind of weird. Such is the life of tarot illumination. Weird is normal. All right. So we're kind of getting to know that now. Hold on. I got to readjust everything here so you guys can see everything. Okay. So I can hardly see the screen. Of course, I've got this amazing, fancy, beautiful new computer, thanks to all your donations about 5 months ago. And it's beautiful, and it helps us have a much better quality show. And the camera's better too, as you noticed. Now, I saw somebody just say something about Mantak Chia. Hold on, I just want to check that out. That's very, very important. I'm very glad you brought that up. Stay there a second. Please give me a moment here. Ada Bonclamour. Okay. Ada, I don't know if I'm saying your words correctly. Just to answer your question, again, this show is going to be completely improv. I've got some notes and things that I want to take care of, and we'll get through that. Okay. But I'm also going to be very, let's just keep a very open forum here. Something jumped on the screen. It said, have you heard of Master Mantak Chia? Okay. So I'm going to put it up there. Mantak Chia. Okay. So for those of you who have never heard of Mantak Chia is this guy, and he's very cool, very good at what he does, and he is essentially an energy healer. There's all sorts of energy healers out there. Abby is here tonight. I think she was one of the first ones on the screen, and she's a real life in-person healer. works with her hands and has a lot of qualifications, multiple different modalities. There are other types of healer. There's Reiki. I'm sure you've all heard of that. There's your yogas and your meditations and your Pilates and all these things. And then we have traditional medicine. We have alternative medicine. There's a fellow called Mantak Chia, and there is another fellow, what's his name? He does something very similar, and it's all about energy healing, specifically using the hands as as instruments of love and healing. And just to answer your question, Ada, I have read the works of Mantak Chia, and I put the works down. I understand, I get it, and I resonate very, very closely. The reason I do not, I'll stay there a second, stay now another second. This is a manuscript for my own book, okay? The book is called Love and Healing, a little book about the healing power of love. And at the very, very end, they have all these, like, you know, there's some references and things, you know, like you have in a proper book, towards, you know, resources for people who need healing at the deep core soul level. We can do all sorts of healing online with, you know, we can do all sorts of healing with our doctors or our therapists and stuff. But what I'm noticing that happens at Terra Lumination is, with the private clients, we're dealing with issues that are so deeply buried, you can't get to them through medication or aspirin or morphine or antidepressants or therapy or Pilates or massage or meditation or yoga and things like that. And so it's kind of awkward here, just letting you know. I mean, I love doing Terra Lumination and I love doing the private readings, but what tends to happen is that I'm attracting clients that they don't have, there's nowhere else to go. And so we deal with things that are very kind of deep and very sensitive, and that's between Terra Lumination and the clients. But back to Mantak Chia, one of the clients, several clients have been asking, is it possible to teach what we do here on Terra Lumination, which is essentially energy healing? It's in a very, let's say, embryonic form here right now at Terra Lumination. You have to understand, Terra Lumination is only like, you know, 9 months old or something. It's like a little baby, a tiny little baby, and it's very fragile right now, and it is growing. And I actually put a lot of time and energy into keeping the channel going, even though you only see like maybe three playlists and 4 live shows every month. It takes a lot out of me to do that. I have to do a lot of like inner soul work to get myself prepped up, because I work at ultra high frequencies to do this stuff. And you've probably noticed that it's not conventional tarot, and that's just how it is. Now with Mantak Chia, he's in the same league as people like Barbara Brennan and Richard Gordon. With I'll just put those names up here in case people are interested. Barbara Brennan and Richard Gordon. And the other fellow, why can't I remember his name? I've met some of his practitioners. He's not with us anymore, but he has, dang, why can't I think of it? Anyway, there's another one. I'll just call it X for now. And it's all about the same thing. It's about the healing power of love as it moves through our hands, where our hands are instruments. And Barbara has her own modality. You can actually go and, you know, Google this stuff. And she has her own school. And I don't know if she's still, I think she's still here with us, but she was from the 80s, 1980s. Richard Gordon with quantum healing is still here. And the other fellow, he has passed away, but he has a legacy of practitioners who followed on. If I can remember the name later, I'll put it back here on the board. And Mantak Chia is in the same kind of league. There's also a fellow called, I think he's popularly called John of God. I think he works down in Brazil. And it's like energy healing again. And when you talk about these energies, because they're not very conventional, a lot of people are very, very suspicious about the energy. Mantak Chia is highly, highly, highly skilled at what he does. It's about the energy of moving energy through the hands specifically, but it works through the whole body. And one of the things that the reason I never acknowledged Mantak Chia in my own book is because there's an aspect of his work which I feel is quite exploitive when it comes to the issues of sex, and I didn't feel it was appropriate or relevant or healthy to associate directly with that, because it's very private and very personal. And yes, there are people who do that kind of healing, but it's a very, 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 let's say, delicate area, and you can't mess with that stuff. And when people start messing with that degree of intimacy when it comes to healing, it's very easy to cross boundaries and make mistakes. So yes, I'm very aware of Mantak Chia, and I don't practice that work particularly. I feel more in alignment with Barbara Brennan, Richard Gordon, and several others. And so thank you for asking the question. I don't know if this meant anything to anybody watching except the questioner, but I just answered because it felt very important. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's get on with things, okay? There's a few people here tonight. Yeah, Frank Kinslow. And Abby, the thing is, Abby's here tonight, and she knows, because Abby's like a veteran practitioner, and she's like fully certified in a lot of this. Abby just noted something, what's his name, Frank, and the other, Brima, that practice of Brima. There are lots of different modalities out there, okay? So just be aware of that. And we can make the best of it. And what we do here at Terra Lumination, I'm just going to give you a kind of a heads up what's happened over the last couple of weeks, because there's been a lot of pressure here. I was not able to do the show last week, you might have noticed, and I just wasn't there. I just needed rest. I took the advice of dear Abby, and I took some rest. And I still really need rest, but I can't resist hanging out with you guys. I just love doing it too much. Hey, Mikey, I got it. I see it, a big bright yellow blob on my screen here. Got it. Over the last few weeks, there's been an awful lot of commentary coming in it's kind of gone above and beyond what I'm used to reading in the comments. Some of the comments are, 90% of the comments are very supportive. I feel very, very fortunate at Terra Lumination. We're going to be crossing the 10,000 subscriber threshold very soon. Thank you very much. It's a very, very big deal, by the way, because it will allow Terra Lumination to have direct personal face-to-face interaction with the YouTube creative support team in person, face-to-face, because I live quite close to the world headquarters. So that's kind of just coincidence. Maybe it's more than a coincidence. We'll see. But every now and again, some people have differing perspectives on Terra Illumination and what we do here. And some of them have been very abrasive, to the point where I've had to block certain people, which is kind of tragic, because their energy becomes outright offensive and destructive. And it's not healthy for anybody or anyone else. I don't mind healthy, commentaries where people can question things and that makes sense. It's, I can put up with questions and doubt. It's not a problem, but I understand it. But I don't want to just be, like an exclusive club here. This is for everybody. And here's a couple of things that came in just recently. One fellow wrote in how he was commenting how he was listening to some reports and how it sent him to sleep. And of course, as soon as I read that sentence, I was shocked. I felt like so ashamed. But then he told me, actually, that's a compliment because it was very healing for him. So perhaps he went back and listened to them again when he was conscious. So that one was kind of weird. It freaked me out. Um, another person wrote in stating how terralumination is leading people kind of on a wild goose chase and going down the wrong path. In fact, exactly 100% the opposite pathway to which we should all be heading. And one of the reasons I think he mentioned that was because at Terralumination, um, we like to, foster the energy of self-love. And the reason we do that is because a lot of people are not very good at loving themselves. And if you can't do that, if you're not able to love yourself to the point where it's healthy, then it can actually start to work against you. You end up, I call it like becoming like a compassion junkie, and this is very common in the world of uh, caregivers, healthcare type workers, hospital uh, workers, and so on. Hold on, I just got to take off my shirt because it's getting warm in here. So I just wanted to mention thank you to you, whoever wrote in about falling asleep on the reports. Thank you for the compliment. Number two, about people saying terralumination is taking you all down the opposite path. Thank you for mentioning that, because it sounds in some ways like terralumination is very, very selfish about, haha, always have to put yourself first. Me, I. Like jump to the line, take what you can, grab what's yours first. And it's not really about that. Self-love is very much more about learning how to care for oneself in order so that you can actually, like, if you want to be of service to humanity and kindness and spread love and healing in your life and world, you can't do that by a process of complete and utter depletion. We do this like be loving, be loved thing. Now, if you are constantly loving, and loving, but for whatever psychic reasons to do with culture, uh, mental roadblocks, conditioning from childhood. Let's say you're very ineffective or untrained or not aware of the process, the vital process of being able to receive love. It's very, very reciprocal. It's very, very important in order to be happy. It's to be loving and to be loved. And the reality is, if you look at it, it's very, very evident in the world of healthcare. And over the last 2 weeks, that's what I was going to try and mention here, along this storyline here, is that I've been under the care of so many doctors and nurses and caregivers, emergency service crews and everything, just a wall of people who give their everything they have to the welfare of others. And of course, it's their day job. They're doing it as a profession. A couple of weeks ago, there was 6 firemen in my bedroom, getting me out of my house and into the ambulance, into the hospital. And they were very diligent and very capable. They stopped the immediate trauma, and they dosed me up with huge amounts of morphine and nitro to take away the attack. And so we got to the hospital fairly okay, but as soon as we get to the hospital, the doors are opening before we get there. The the guys are scrambling around. They jump to the side, they lift me out, they put you in the hospital, and then there's a care team jumping on me before I've even, like, I'm barely conscious. And there's every kind of thing stuck in your arms, and injectors and pins. Most of the bruising is gone now, but they cover you with all these gadgets and devices to keep you alive and things. And then they go from there. So there's another group of people who do all the testing and the doctors, and it goes on, and a layer upon layer upon layer. And the thing is, a lot of the caregivers are under tremendous stress. Some of our caregivers, especially for the elderly and the people in dementia, or especially in emergency situations, first responders, these people live extreme high stress lives. And they put themselves at risks, perhaps in war zones, for example. A lot of the uh, caregivers, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of doctors and nurses from the United States have died and been killed because of their care. They put themselves at risk. They understand it. So hopefully next time when they come back in the next lifetime, they will consider working in such a way where they can eliminate some of the risk. And it's very, very noble. It's very wonderful. It's very, very loving to put your whole life out there at risk for others. It's very, very beautiful. But it's also very important to receive. I don't know if you've ever heard of the concept, folks, about healing the healer. Okay, there is a hospital on the East Coast that is dedicated to really like severe extreme ends of people in healthcare who have collapsed because of being professional healers. A lot of them end up victims of narcotics and viral infections and spinal disorders and health disorders that a lot of them can't be healed because they put their whole body and mind and soul at risk. So there's a hospital that just takes care of those caregivers. And the thing is also, it goes beyond that. When you look at school teachers, when you look at the people working in the grocery stores, when you look at the truck drivers, everybody, half of the population today seems to be walking around with arm braces and hand braces for carpal tunnel syndromes and back braces so that they can continue working even though they are deeply physically damaged. And it's because we don't have the options. You've got to keep going. The American society demands that we keep going, otherwise because so many of us are living paycheck to paycheck. So I feel it really is important to love yourself. If your body says, hey, TL, you're really tired, you really need a nap, go fricking take a nap. Don't keep pushing yourself. If you are a mom, a lot of you, there's 80% of you guys are women who watch the channel, and you carry in some ways a lot of stress that men don't carry, especially if you have children, for example, especially single moms, or if you've come out of a broken family relationship. How are you going to keep everything going? The stress levels become astronomical. So you're always having to be loving, be loving, be loving, be loving. And it's so easy to forget that it's important to be loved. And that's what I really want to emphasize at Tarot Lumination. It's all about the healing power of love. And in some ways, the most important loving act is to love yourself. But that takes a huge decision, a very, very big, important decision, to make a decision to let love in. And that doesn't mean always let someone's coming at you like as a love relationship or saying, oh, TL, can I help you? Or dear Abby, or dear M. Knox, or dear Katie Elizabeth, or dear Ivona, please can I help you? Because half the time, you as a human being, you are not making the gestures outwardly and openly that you need help, that you need love. And so it won't come at you. So you have to love yourself first. Otherwise, no one's going to get it. If you don't take the nap, no one's going to give it to you. Okay? If you don't go to your employer and say, listen, I need a week off. Seriously, I need a week off. You got to find somebody to cover me. I'm in a lot of pain or whatever it is. I need to take care of health issues. You have to make that statement. You can't keep withholding that statement. If you're a single mom and you need help from your girlfriends and other friends, and so it's not going to happen just like they're going to jump on you. You have to integrate. It's like, and then once it comes at you, being willing to receive it and take it and accept it with attitude of gratitude, even though you might not have any way to compensate or love them or give anything back. For the last 3 weeks, I've been at the mercy of all these caregivers. They've taken care of me so well. I can't give anything back to them. I don't have any kind of resources to do that. I can't give each nurse a tip. I don't have anything. I'm taken care of by a very, kind of a unique health plan, which allows me to get premium services, and it's not out of pocket. Of course, I'm not proud of that in some ways, but I'm also very fortunate. So I'm still alive because there is all these amazing, loving people out there. And it's taken me a very long time to learn how to do things like say, you know what, it's okay, TL, take a nap, you need it. Because that's not how I was built. I was built as one of the most unloving, self-loving people. I might have been arrogant, indulgent, or pushy, or wanting things for self, but that was more for selfishness. But that's quite different from self-love. So anyway, the point is, this fellow who wrote in about Terra Lumination taking all you guys down the wrong path, I didn't mean that. I don't mean that I'm trying to turn you into little Napoleons, narcissists, arrogant, self-centered little pricks, anything like that, or me first, or screw you. It's not that at all. It's very, very, very much about kindness to the self, loving and being loved. This is what I do. This is one of my practices. I literally do it by myself if I have to. And I think I might have done it on the show before, because sometimes I do it simply because I have quite a lot of sources of random physical pain. And sometimes I don't have anybody nearby to soothe me or help me or calm me. So I do it myself. And I do these little things which look really pathetic, you know. I don't really do it in public, or if I do, it's very discreet. But I'll do things like this. I'll say, oh, you poor thing, you poor, poor thing, as if this hand was my dearest, loving sweetheart, or my best friend, or my mom, or my dad, or anybody in need to whom I'm already deeply loving and connected. And I put my hand on there and I say, you poor thing, you poor, poor thing. I'm sorry for all your pain. I'm sorry for all your suffering. I'm sorry that I can't fix it all right now. I don't have anything, but I'm still here for you. And if you need to talk about anything or say anything, you can tell me. Okay? So don't be worried about it. You are loving and you are loved. Okay? And then the other person, which is also me, comes back and says, wow, thank you so much for being there. I really, really appreciate you. Yeah, I'm in a really effed up state right now and it hurts like hell. And I know that everyone's already doing everything the best they can to help, including you. And I really love you and I really appreciate you. I really, really love you, okay? I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. And I just wanted you to know, okay? And it's reciprocal. So do you understand? I hope I'm making myself clear. Be loving and be loved, okay? Be loving and be loved. Like the other one I do is I literally stroke myself this way. I know that sounds like a little bit kinky, but that's not what we're doing on this show. It's another one that's a little more intimate, and it's not so. It's more to do with deliberately encouraging the energy of self-love, which also invites um, the love energy to come into you, where you can do this one. I am loving and I am loved. I am loving. I am loved. I am loving. I am loved. I am loving. I am loved. And you hold that and you own that. And also, when we do this on some shows, we've done it a few times where we expand on this, we grow on this, we take the healing power of love and we expand it and we extend it to others. Like tonight, we can do this with ourselves. You don't have to. I don't know. I'm not even watching the screen right now, so that you know, people. Um, I'm just trying to have an improvised evening here, but for tonight, we can extend it. We can treat each other like gifts to each other, because all of us, I know all of you out there in one way or another are hurting, and you all need TLC. Terra Illumination needs TLC, and I get a lot of that from you guys. You guys are very supportive, but it's like, don't worry, don't worry. TL is here for you, and I know you guys are here for me. And I'm sorry about your pain, and I'm sorry about my pain. We're all doing the best that we can, okay? And taking it another step further, we are loving. We are loved, okay? Get it? We are loving. We are loved. We are loving. We are loved. We are loving. We are loved. And you can even do that if you have a sweetheart or someone who's very close with you intimately, and you can share your body with each other in those kind of ways. It's actually a very, very soothing practice that you can do between yourself and each other. It's mind-boggling how powerful it is. Just these simple gestures here shared with another. Imagine this as your hand. Imagine this as the other's hand. It's an extremely powerful little method of self-healing and bringing healing to another, okay? You don't have to clench or hold on, okay? This is just very subtle. It's literally like holding the hand of a little baby, okay? Cherishing that understanding that your hands are holy and that a lot of energy is transmitted and communicated through your hands, especially the healing power of love. So if we're going to do that, which is what we do on this channel, one of the best things you can do is love yourself first. Bring that love to you first. Like if you need to sleep in another 10 minutes, do it. If you can get away with it. If you can find ways to, you know, get help with the child or the kids or the family or the finances, uh, ask it by invocation and then accept it when it comes in. That's the hard part for most people is accepting, receiving, being ready, willing, and able to receive love. We can work on that another time. One of the other things I wanted to mention, sorry, that one took up a lot of time, is there are some people who write in with comments that are, they're like, they spoil it for everything because it's almost like they're derogatory or they are offensive or they are in some ways just they're not helping themselves or anybody, and it spoils the energy for other people. And now and again I've noticed some of the uh, viewers and people who comment uh, intervene and try to turn the energy around so that the Terra Illumination energy isn't so, let's say, um, framed or hurt or diminished, and try to, sometimes people try to help and explain to other people like what we're actually doing here. So I really want to thank you guys because I've noticed that a lot of you guys are starting to make friends above and with each other, above and beyond and outside of Terra Illumination, and which goes very back to the very early days that Abby was talking about, literally about growing everything like a banyan tree, which is like a tree that keeps sprouting and growing and growing and growing. And it seems to be happening now. And what's happened, here's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Um, I'll put this aside. We're done with that. Um, uh, there's been this kind of like this weird thing again over the last couple of weeks because I've had to be very careful physically and keep my activities down, and I haven't been able to do a lot of time prepping some of the playlists. Like I really want to do a Saturn and Capricorn playlist, but I'm not ready yet. It's going to take a lot of work and time to do that. So I've been resting and resting, and people have been writing in very, very supportively and offering comments on subjects about Terra Illumination, which never occurred to me. But now, because it's coming from so many different sides, I really have to take it very seriously. And what it is, let's see if I can do this. Um, where did I put the notes? Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, no, it's not here. Let me just do it like this. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me, folks. All Sun, I can't even tell if you're here tonight. Just one example, but there have been several others, actually about 8 people who have, let's say, made it personal. They came to the actual website, terralumination.com, and wrote in directly here to Terra Lumination about certain matters that they felt that Terra Lumination needed to understand. And I'm using Alsan as an example, simply because he was precise and very recent. And here are some of the core themes. You have to remember, these messages are coming from completely different people who don't know each other, and they're from all over the planet, okay? So one of the themes, this is happening quite a lot recently, is number one, when am I going to show my face? Okay? Because people want to know. Okay, well, I'm just letting you know, guys, I'm not in any rush to do that. I understand why people are asking. Number two, well, I'm going to answer. The reason is I'm a little bit shy about going public, because I have worked in the public eye before over different periods of my life. And I have a lot. I'm just giving you my personal backstory here a little bit. I have had a lot of what I would call failures in that department. So there's a lot of deep, deep, deep pain and anguish regarding being in the public eye. And I've had multiple opportunities to do what very few people in this world ever get the chance to do, regarding becoming what's called rich and famous, okay? Simply because of having certain skills and talents that, when they are managed properly, in terms of a business, can generate massive revenues. For example, like having a hit record or a hit movie or a hit song or a very successful event, things like that. But I have a lot of very like catastrophic relationship dynamic issues in that department. So it's very, very painful. And of course, I'm not the little spring puppy that I used to be anymore. So the whole idea of going public, doing something very like serene and esoteric like Terra Illumination, which really has nothing to do with time or age or anything, it's still a very new concept for me as a physical person, as this brand Terra Illumination. And I was trying to explain it to All Sun that I'm very interested in promoting Terra Illumination as a brand, okay? A brand that where the product and the service is this: love and healing. And this book is hopefully supposed to come out one day. I don't know how we're going to do it. It's going to cost at least $1,000 or like $1,500 to do the really premium, high quality self-publishing route. And Love and Healing, a little book about the healing power of love. Okay, that's what I want to do here. That's what Terra Illumination is all about. And we're conducting that and doing it under the brand of Terra Illumination. And I really didn't have this planned out at first, but this is what's happening. And so we're kind of going with it. All right. So number one, All Sun brought out, when are we going to see you? Because he was being very blunt and direct. He's basically saying, you're going to have to do this because people want to know. And because it's also number two, here's the other thing that people have been writing in. TL is not really a tarot channel, which is another way of saying what I just said earlier. Tarot Illumination is really about the propagation of love and healing, and specifically the healing power of love as a phenomenon, okay? So the thing is, I know this already. This is all second nature to me. This is just who I am and how I am by nature. But when this was explained by Olson and a few others in their own version of the same way, I understand it. Tarot Illumination is not a regular tarot channel. We have a very tiny number of views, but a very high number of subscribers for the very small number of views. So what that tells you is that the people who do come to Tour Tarot Illumination do like it, and it seems to serve them well. And then the challenge is, how do we grow that and turn it into something like a really viable, workable thing? And so the next thing came up, where we're going to be dealing with this tomorrow night. because Tarot Illumination is going on a radio show tomorrow night to address the third issue about being like the person behind Tarot Illumination. Okay, it's like, okay, we've had 9 months of fun and giggles here on Tarot Illumination, and there's lots of people who do tarot without showing themselves, but it's getting kind of weird here with lots of more and more people writing in, like dropping the same hints. When are we going to see you? Please, Tarot Illumination, do you understand that Tarot Illumination is not really a regular tarot channel? There's something more weird going on here. And also, we want to know the person behind Tarot Illumination. And of course, this is what puts the fear of God up me and sends me in my own tailspin loop of very, let's say, behavior that is not self-loving. I become my own worst enemy. Thank you, Alson, for pointing that out. It's how I can become extremely toxic to myself. Okay, so Tarot Illumination, in his own way, is having to learn how to live by example. Uh, and it's a huge, huge, huge personal issue. The whole idea of uh, becoming a person in order to put a face to the brand, that is an absolutely terrifying prospect for me as a human being. I just want to let you guys know that, okay? So I'm not going to be rushing into this anytime soon, but I do understand the hints that you were dropping, okay? Number 4, this word, okay? This word has been coming up more and more, okay? Like Tarot Illumination is a movement, okay? Thank you. I get it. It's been repeated enough times here. I understand that. It's still just an intellectual concept for me right now because I'm still just immersed in trying to keep a little tiny tarot channel going. But I understand what you're saying, and I'm starting to feel that this whole idea of a movement is very connected with Abby's idea and Abby's original feelings about how what it's really about is the Tarot Illumination Love Tribe. Okay? Get it? That's you guys, all right? That's you guys, okay? You guys are the Tarot Illumination Love Tribe, all right? Get it? And then the next thing this leads to is, um, let's say, propagating the healing power of love. You take the healing power of love, and people are, oh, I told you this is going to be a very weird show tonight, and I'm having really serious troubles conveying what I feel I need to be conveyed because I'm very, very, very far out on the very tippy edge of my own capabilities right now. I hope you understand that. I'm literally right on the very edge of all of that. So the things that Alson wrote about here, I get it, okay? When are we going to see you? People want to see you. People want to know the person behind Tarot Illumination, okay? It's not a joke anymore. There's something going on here and we have to make the best of it. So I'm trying to adapt and grow with you guys as well, okay? And I'm trying to be a responsible steward and a parent to this thing, this brand, Tarot Illumination, so that we can actually make this thing work for you guys. Because I'm starting to understand like this whole idea of a movement, this whole idea of Tarot Illumination Love Tribe, which is very much in alignment with Abby's original awareness that it is like a thing that grows. It's like a satellite. People become satellites. Like there's about 8 people right now. Going on to the next thing, number 5. This is to do. This is a collection. There was about 8 people. Okay, I'm not gonna put all your names there. Okay, but if I put all your names, your screen names on, you would all know who you are. You've been here frequently, and you guys are lovely, wonderful, beautiful, loving people. And I really want to thank you for kind of really getting in my face about this stuff, because it actually hurts when you do this. But I get it because that's you being very loving, and that's me facing my weaknesses, my barriers, my limits of being able to receive love. Okay. It's very easy for me to sit here and say, oh, yeah, be loving, be loved, be loving, be loved. Um, Give love, receive love, sure. But I'm at the very tippy edge of my own capacities, my own abilities to receive that. So, one of the other common themes that was shared by this roughly group of 8 people who wrote in specifically to share their personal perspectives with tarot illumination in a friendly manner, no offense intended, is that um, it's kind of like this. Going to have to learn, number one, one of the core things was like tarot illumination. You're going to have to learn to trust other people. Number two, you're going to have to learn how to delegate and accept. Like delegate to other people and let go of all the controls, so to speak, because the reality is here at Tarot Elimination, I do everything, absolutely everything. Okay. And I've had assistants and I bring in professional systems and, like the ticketing and the Zoom stuff and all these other support stuffs to keep it all working. And that's great. But actually, I'm at the point where it's hard to keep this thing going. It and it really, tarot illumination really can't grow any further without the integration of other loving people into this thing where it really does become tarot illumination love tribe. But you have to understand this is an incredibly hard concept for me to accept and understand and receive, because um, the way Alson put it, because it was really blunt and right in my face, is that um, it's about control. Okay, I have control issues. I have very, very serious control issues, and those issues relate very closely to the word trust and the word control. The reason I have very serious control issues is because I have I have a lot of trauma, so to speak, where the concept of trust is broken. And once you know, everybody here on this channel understands about betrayal, the betrayal of innocence, but there are degrees. And when a child is betrayed to the extremes of which some children are betrayed, deep extremes where everything that's supposed to be love gets perverted and turned into something uh, exactly the opposite, along the sort of lines that we hear about now with all these presidents and famous rich people being accused of abusing their power in certain ways. We're dealing with that kind of energy. And once the core energy of trust is betrayed to that extreme, it makes it very hard to trust even as an adult, a mature adult. And I've had a lot of issues with trust and being unable to expand and grow with contractual and working healthy relationships with others, where I can share myself in a very deeply loving way with others and receive their love in return, because I'm so terrified of the betrayal that I try to control every aspect. And that's not helping because I can't cope anymore. And so the whole idea of letting go of control and doing these like obvious business things like let go of control, learn to delegate, accept the goodness of others, and learn how to trust. It's okay for me, to, let's say, get all preachy about that stuff on the channel. But when I'm being told from multiple very smart, loving, capable people from outside the channel, and I'm getting my own messages taught back to me, it's a very hard pill to swallow. I'm just having to tell you. I'm just letting you know it's been extremely hard for me. Um, so I get it, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to deal with this because I know I'm reaching a breaking point, and it is true also, and I am reaching literally a break point. I'm not one of those people. There are some kids out there who are doing 60 hours a week on their tarot channels. Good luck. Fine. I can't do that. I have a lot of work to do just on self-maintenance, just to try and stay alive as a physical body. So I can't do that. but I put everything that I can, meanwhile, into the channel. And I would very much love to learn how to trust more, to learn how to delegate, to learn how to accept the healing power of love from others. Um, I'm not going to name names, but I hear you very, very clearly. There are people out there, especially in this particular group here, who really want to help. They have literally made it very clear to me, hey, Terra Illumination, tell us what to do. How can we help you? How can we get this thing to grow for you so that this movement, so to speak, let's just call it Terra Illumination Love Tribe, can grow and you can spread the healing power of love to others and through the world as a phenomenon, as a truth, as an identity, as an energy force, which is very similar to what Mantak Chia does person to person. But what we're doing here at Terra Illumination is we're breaking new ground, okay? We're seriously breaking new ground where we are taking the whole concept of energy healing and what I do in my personal life here. I do remote healing, and it's an extremely powerful modality of healing, okay? And we go to the deep heart core soul level, but it is a very, very private and a very, very exclusive modality, which cannot just be, squandered or spread out there like you would, let's say, aspirin or Pilates or yoga. I can't do that. We have to grow very incrementally. It would have to be a team effort. So I hear you, dear people. I get it. I don't know how to do what you guys are talking about. I don't know how to trust at this level. I don't know how to delegate. I don't know how to accept at the level that needs to be accepted. I don't know how to let go of control at the level that needs to happen. So I'm going to have to learn with you guys, okay? And it's probably going to end up as a team effort, some way, somehow. One of the people who wrote in is a music producer. Here's an example. I've already listened to his work, and it's very evident that he's highly skilled, highly capable for producing master quality product for a global market. And so I have been invited to work with this fellow, and so we're going to look into that. And that would be perhaps an example of learning how to trust, delegate, accept, let go of control, and work in a team thing where I do not control every single microscopic aspect, because that's what I do. I'm going to admit to you, I'm kind of a control freak. I'm sorry, I'm just going to admit it. Okay, I can't help it. It's like I'm a hyper paranoid about control because it's to do with breach of trust. Okay, the betrayal of innocence. Let's put it that way. When you've experienced deep betrayal of innocence, you become automatically programmed to either find ways of deep self-healing and controlling and taking charge and ownership of your life, or die. Okay, those are your options. So I have a lot to learn myself as a person who is trying to promote the brand of Terra Illumination and spread the healing power of love. Okay, so give me a moment. I want to have a sip of water. I'm talking a lot because I have to get this out of me, people. This has been boiling up inside of me for 2 weeks. We're on a full moon now. It's all about the Gemini Sagittarius thing. So it's heavily to do with communications, receiving energy from the great beyond as wisdom, and then bringing things down to earth as communications, where the wisdom can hopefully be understood in what we call the English language. And I'm just giving you my version of it. Okay? So, hold on. Give me a moment here. So for those of you who are interested, there's a radio show coming on tomorrow night with Joanna the Medium, okay? She's a professional, very successful psychic medium on YouTube, and she has invited me onto her radio show, and it's tomorrow night at, I believe it is, I think it's a 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. On on the Pacific Standard Time. I don't know how to get to the show. I've never done anything like that, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. But I just wanted to let you know. And Joanna herself is very uh, has been very supportive and wants to help Terra Illumination to grow and prosper and to help expand the healing power of love, so to speak. So I want to go back to this again, the healing power of love. What the heck is it? Okay. What the heck is that stuff? Well, it's something that we're going to have to figure out over a long period of time, because love has many ways of being expressed. Okay. And in that little book I showed you here, which is this thing here, what I've done, and I've already explained this, and we might talk about it on the show tomorrow night, but this is the manuscript. And because what I'm trying to do here is propagate a deeper understanding of the healing power of love as a genuine, active, live phenomenon, literally like a current of water, like a flow of electricity, like light coming from a light bulb. It's a tangible energy. Of course, it's very hard to understand because most of us live through our senses. But the healing power of love is transmitted above and beyond that. It comes through our bodies and moves up and through and above and around that. And I tried to give an explanation with a visual display the other night. It's a very crude illustration, but it's my way of trying to explain how the healing power of love works, what it is as a phenomenon. Okay, so we will get that, but probably on another show. But in this little book, which we hope to publish one day soon, the only way I felt it could be told for real is in the form of a story, as opposed to, you know, how so much of it out there is like how to this, how to channel the healing power of love, how to turn the love, that's how to. I don't really do that here. This is a story where you are invited to live through the story and be part of the characters, where you understand physically in your body what the healing power of love is. I'm just going to take advantage of this situation right now. There's a new song that I put on the channel, and it's called, actually it's about a year old, but it's called The Blue Light. Okay, so here's a little picture. I'm going to show you this close up. I hope you can see it. Can you see this? Okay. So this is a little illustration of somebody I was working with who is a living example of the healing power of love. And this happens in people, more or less to certain degrees. And I just happen to be perceptive to these types of energies. I'm one of those people, I'm very sensitive to energy fields and things. And I tried to capture things pictorially. And I'm very, very fortunate today to have the physical embodiment of this type of energy in my life as a mate. Okay, I am actually a living example of the healing power of love in action. I know that sounds very strange, or it could sound very arrogant or very, very pious or something. I don't mean it to sound that way. The only reason I'm alive today as a physical body is because of the healing power of love as it is conducted and conveyed from one person to another in one form or another. And at Terra Lumination, all we do is take it to an extreme high frequency, super ultra high frequency, above and beyond what you can do as a physiotherapist, as a doctor, as a cardiologist, as an oncologist, or a chiropractor, or a nurse, or a psychiatrist, or a therapist. There are certain types of healing which can only be done at the deep soul level, and that requires the healing power of love. And for that to happen, we need to work with people who are instruments or conduits of the healing power of love. And when that happens, this is kind of what a person looks like. Okay? So can you see that? This is an example of someone who is absorbing, absorbing the healing power of love and simultaneously radiating the healing power of love. It's like being a cell phone, okay? So I just wanted to give you a little tiny illustration because some people have been asking me to try and explain these things. Some people have, this is just one tiny illustration of stuff that happens kind of in my day-to-day life, my day-to-day world, okay? So um, this energy is available to all of us, okay? It's not just the selfish domain of Terra Lumination or extremely like high-powered cult leaders or yoga gurus or anything. Anybody can do this. We all have this. You all have the ability to absorb the healing power of love and radiate the healing power of love. This is just an illustration. And I'm very lucky to be on the receiving end of this energy. I receive this love. I also do my best to radiate this love outwards in the same direction. I hope that makes sense to everybody. And the reason I'm showing this is because it's the nearest thing I have to an illustration at this moment in time. And sometimes pictures are better than words, okay? So I wanted to say another thing about the healing power of love. Some of you have been writing in asking me what I think, which kind of caught me off guard. Hold on, let me find it. Teaching, okay? Some people have been writing in asking, please, Tarot Illumination, can you teach us? Can you teach people about the healing power of love? Can you teach people how to read tarot above and beyond tarot? Can you teach people to understand what you do or do what you do? Can you please teach us how to understand angels? Can you in our lives and the angelic presence that's involved? Can you please teach us um, uh, how to understand our own psychic impressions, okay? Because a lot of you who come to this channel, I've noticed, are struggling with becoming HSP, high sensory perception people, okay? HSPP, I guess that would be. And the reality is, I don't know if I can do that. I don't think of myself as a teacher. Somebody wrote and told me point blank, TL, you are a teacher, whether you know it or not. Well, thank you. I guess I take that as a compliment. I don't think of myself as a teacher. I think of myself as an artist and a writer and a musician, and I just happen to be doing it in the context of love and healing. So about the teaching right now, I can't see myself doing that. There are other people, amazing people who teach tarot. You can Google them, find them on YouTube or somewhere, okay? I can't really help you when it comes to teaching tarot, okay? Um, so there you go. Um, I'm just going to go through this little list here now because I want to get it out of the way and then come back to this. Other people have been asking, um, can we have events? Some people have been inviting me to their towns. They want to invite me and host me to their towns so they can have live events with Terra Illumination. Uh, I don't know how to do that. Okay, that seems like it's way beyond Terra Illumination right now, and that would mean I would have to be in public in person. So the only way I was thinking of is maybe we could have, events that are based around the music. So perhaps as the music grows with Mike, if Mike and I end up working together and the music grows, then perhaps we could hold an event, like a concert or something, or put on an event with some other musicians and acts as well. And we'll choose a town somewhere that's convenient for people and where there is enough of an audience. And we'd have I don't know how to do this, I mean, I've done this when I was a kid, but it's been a long time since I've done this kind of stuff. But that would be a way to justify having an event where we could do Terra Illumination Love Tribe, the music, the band, the sound, and then turn it into just like, just like going to your favorite movie or something, or to your favorite dance trance EDM concert event, or your favorite yoga ecstatic dance class, or your or whatever it is, your local event things. So that's a possibility. Next, Saturn in Capricorn is coming up, okay? It's a big, big freaking deal, okay? I'm going to try and get some reports out for you. It's work, okay? Saturn's work. It's okay. Hopefully we'll figure it out. You just have to give me some time. All right, next. I want to put this in front of you guys. I'm very sad right now about the silk scarf raffle. I don't know why it's not working. The tickets are very, very cheap. It's $3 per ticket. And I changed it that people can have 2 tickets now if they want. And we have to sell like 50 or 60 tickets or something to make it work. And I've only sold about a dozen so far. And I know that, if I had the physical energy and stuff, if I was doing this 60 hours a week, I could make a promotional video every day. But the reality is I haven't been able to do it because I've been so overwhelmed with health issues, serious, very life-challenging, life-threatening health issues. So I had to put that as a priority, and it's taken a lot out of me in terms of my time and energy. And so forgive me, because when I started the silk scarf raffle like a month or so ago, I was full of energy, okay? And I'm not operating at 100% right now. And so what I'm learning is that, if we want this raffle to work, I gotta do some more promotional videos and tell you guys about it, how awesome it is. And then we're gonna have to extend the closing date. So I'm just gonna go over and grab the scarf. Give me a moment. Abby hopefully is going to do a video with me soon, but right now I'm just going to do the very, very basics. Actually, no, I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to waste your time, guys. We already talked about this in the other comments thing about loving yourself, okay? It's a very big, important theme here in Tarot Illumination. It's not going to go away. And we kind of talked about this already earlier, prompted by the person who wrote in saying that Tarot Illumination, you're taking people 180 degrees down the wrong pathway. All this love yourself stuff is BS. Okay. Well, I understand your viewpoint, but I'm still sticking to love yourself. Okay. And we can learn how to do that with ourselves and each other. Next, I think we already talked about angels and mediumship. It is people asking me because they sometimes feel like they're becoming psychic, or they're feeling things that are beyond explanation, and they're writing into Tarot Illumination to try and get help and understanding. So at the moment, if you want to write in to personally talk about this, you can write to tarotillumination.com, and I can recommend a couple places where you can go to learn and become certified to become a professional psychic medium. I don't do that. I'm not going to train anybody. I'm not going to do any teaching for people how to become psychic mediums. I have enough work, enough to do just to keep my own, psychic self in order. So I'm sorry, I don't want to let you down, but there are a couple of places, one in particular that's like the world's best, and I can introduce you there if you would like. The reason I don't want to do it is because I've worked as a professional psychic medium before, and I don't really like it as a job. And I've had to work as a consultant for psychic mediums to help them, because it can be very hard on the psyche, on the soul, and the body to do it as a day job. Okay, I'm just letting you know. So that's why I kind of like stand behind Tarot Illumination. That's why I hide behind the screen. That's why I use the cards, because the cards give a sensation of legitimacy, that there's something going on. But actually, in the world of being a psychic medium, you don't need anything. I don't need any astrology. I don't need any tarot. I don't need your birth sign. I don't need any of it. Okay. So I'm trying to answer the questions that a lot of people have been writing in. A lot of people are also writing in asking Tarot Illumination to help them understand what they're feeling, because they are feeling that they are becoming high sensory people. So again, what I'm suggesting is perhaps we can maybe do a video or a webinar about this, but ways that you can get professional training in mediumship, and ways that you can get professional training in understanding what you can do with your feelings, in terms of perhaps being a healer yourself, or understanding like the psychic messages that you are getting. Okay? So there you go. Wow. Wow, there's 45 people here tonight. I'm just going to, I recognize it. I'm just looking over at the screen, and I do recognize a lot of your names, folks. Thank you. I love you guys so, so much. And I love doing this for you. Why don't we just take a little break and I'll do some readings, okay? And then we can come back. You know what? Before we do that, I just want to put a couple of notes here, little keywords for you that I want you guys to think about. Dot, dot, dot. Maybe we'll come back to this later, because I'm going to go have a little beverage. I'll be back in a moment. And then I want to pull some names off of the list here tonight, and I want to do a few private little readings. And I'm going to tell you how to do it, how we're going to do it in just a moment. So what I would like you to consider, this is kind of like takeaway homework, just for fun, you know. When we talk about the healing power of love, okay, it sounds great. Oh, wow, yeah, the healing power of love, man, wow. Yeah, cool. Like, what the bleep is that? Well, let's expand on it. And then I'm going to ask you to think on this and dwell on it for a while. The healing and power of ... fill in the blanks. What about the healing power of trust? Okay. What about the healing power of touch? Human touch. Incredibly powerful. What about the healing power of words? Okay. What about that? What about the healing power of music? Okay. What about that? What about the healing power of art? Okay. What about that? What about the healing power of respect? Okay. What about that? These are all very serious concepts I'm trying to throw at you to get your brain in gear, so you really, really start getting those brain cells going around, understanding what I'm talking about with the healing power of love. Because with the healing power of love, what I'm trying to do is condense all these other, let's say, categories of energy that can be all squashed and condensed and turned into an expression of love. Like the healing power of respect. The energy of respect is a very loving thing, okay? What about the energy of kindness? The healing power of kindness. The healing power of charity, okay? What about the healing power of... I'm just going to put it here, okay? And you can interpret that however you like. And the healing power of... I wanted to put... the other one was... These are very, very simple. This is the other one. This is the one. And the healing power, the last one I wanted is this. Okay, so this might look very strange to you guys, but I think about this stuff all the time, how we can take these energies and turn them into active daily practices, where in any time, any day, any time in the situation, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you can ask yourself, okay, what is the most important decision, the way that I can be most loving right now? Loving in a way that is loving yourself first, because that's the best way that you can love others. So it means loving yourself deeply enough where you're willing to ask yourself these kind of questions and examine yourself. Like, okay, let's say you're in a critical situation and you are called upon to make a decision for yourself that will affect others. And it's all about the healing power of love. So what is the most loving way to be at that moment in time? What is the most loving way to extend yourself? From the perspective of tarot illumination, love is the willing, deliberate decision to extend yourself above and beyond your existing comfort zone in order to nurture and foster the spiritual, physical healing of yourself and your loved ones. That's it. But how do you do that? Okay? How are you going to do that? Is it important to trust somebody? Do you need to extend a loving hand? Do you need to extend loving words? How? How do we propagate the healing power of love? Through respect, kindness, charity, intimacy, through listening, through silence, through art, through music, words, through touch, through creativity, through communication. These are all ways that we can transmit and receive the healing power of love, okay? And all of them can be used and integrated. It's almost like having a recipe book or a checklist book or like an app, like an app in your smartphone that you can keep in your brain when you're making decisions about how to move through the day. Sometimes we have to make decisions on the fly. Sometimes they're very big. Sometimes they're very simple and small. But I just wanted to note this down here for your thoughts while I pour myself a little beverage. Excuse me. So I'm asking you to think about that for a while. I'm going to put on a little. Okay. There's a lot of you guys are like literally already HSP, high sensory perception people. I totally get it. It's like, that's what's so cool about. I love doing this show for you guys. It's extremely satisfying for me to do this. Hold on. And I'm glad to see you've all made friends with each other and you're starting to like propagate the healing power of love between yourselves, forge relationships between yourselves and each other. I know this for a fact because some of you have communicated to Tarot Illumination how you have made some very dear, loving contacts and relationships through this channel. So I feel that's very, 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 very important. Another way of extending the healing power of love through sharing, okay? Communicating. All right? Now, we're going to talk about the full moon in a few moments, but what I want to do is pick some names. I want to pick some names for readings. Okay, here's what I want to do. Hey, favorite, you're here. I know, Mikey, you're here. I saw Gerardo, you're here. That's great. What I want to do is I can probably handle maybe 3 readings, maybe 4. So I thought what I would do is something like this. How about this? I know there's all sorts of ways we could do this, but I think because it's a full moon right now, I wanted to read for Geminis. Okay, I want to read for some Geminis and Sagittarians. So give me a second here. I have to look at the screen. The first person who writes in and tells me that they are a Gemini sun sign. Gemini sun sign. Mikey. Mikey. Mikey, oh my gosh. Mikey, can I pass on? Because I want to. Damn, it's going so fast. It's going so fast. I can't keep it. I can't keep up. Mikey Music. I would like to, because we're going to be working later on. We can do a reading. I can give you a favor one. I'd like to give. Okay, can we start again? Give me a second. And I'm going to do a countdown. First person who writes in and tells me that they are a Gemini sun, that I can see on the screen and understand it, that's how I'm going to read. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I'm watching the screen. No, that gives me, so you got Gemini and Venus. No, I need Gemini sun sign. Gemini sun sign. Okay, hot diggity. Hot diggity, you're getting a reading. I need a Gemini moon. 3, 2, 1, go. I need a Gemini moon. Gemini moon. Gemini moon. Gemini moon. Somebody tell me who here has a Gemini moon. Linda. 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 Linda D. Okay, you guys are going to get reading. Okay, now stop everything. We're going to switch to Sagittarius. I need one Sagittarius sun sign. Go. And I need a Sag moon. You've got one. Okay, China Rooney. Rooney, you're going to get a reading because you're Sagittarius moon. And hold on. Katie, you are a, well, Katie Elizabeth. All right, Katie Elizabeth, you are Sagittarius sun. All right, that's it. We're going to do 4 readings. Okay, so give me a moment. I need to take a break. We're going to do 4 readings just for kicks. All right, just for fun, everybody. So I'm going to put a little song on just for fun. This is because so many of you guys are female, and I don't know about you, but I feel really effed up right now. And you have to understand, I wrote this song and I was pretending to be a girl. So if I ever perform this song for you guys live and I have to dress up and look like a girl, I'm just letting you know now, okay? So don't freak out. All right, I'm going to play this song. It's called Hey-O. Okay, hold on. Hey-O. That's what I want.
It was one of those days where everything goes wrong. My hair fell out, my heel broke off. I slept through my alarm. I missed my bus to night school. My stalker walked me home. I sprayed his face with mace and then he left me all alone. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight.
Bye, Gerardo. Good night. See you guys.
You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. A lot of my relationships, they end up in the ditch. So I'm getting counseling for being another. Doctors will forgive me, they let me trip and fall. So if you are the man you say you are, you let me close the door. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. With you, you may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Fashions and manicures, they bring my life solutions. Pants, the bags, the fancy racks, are empty substitutions. What I really need is a man that trusts me on my shoulder. Takes me naked in the ocean, like when I'm home. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress with me until the tattoos on my ass and up and down my arms could get me into trouble, leaving me rejected. Then again, pretending I'm superior like they all do. It's no guarantee that I will be accepted. Tonight, I'm gonna dance my stress away until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you. Tonight, we're gonna dance so swiftly until the break of daylight. You may not wanna dance with me, but I wanna dance with you.
All right, phew, I had a little bit of a break there. So let's clear the stage, okay? We'll come back to all this stuff in a minute. All right, first up, hot diggity. You're a Gemini, either a sun or a moon. I can't remember. I think it's a sun. And Linda D, I think you're a moon. Is that correct? Okay, you figured out we're cherry picking because it's the full moon. It's the Sagittarius sun with the Gemini moon. So here we go. First up is hot diggity. So let's put you on record here. Okay, this is what we do it old school tarot illumination style. Hot diggity. Hot diggity, you are up. You are up. Clear this. Let's clear all of this. Okay. Now you saw that I shuffled the cards well in advance, okay? And we're going to go to the last second. We're going to keep it simple. It's just going to be a very tiny little reading, okay? Hot diggity. Please don't freak out. Anything can happen. I hope you've got a barf bag. I hope you've got glasses, goggles, earplugs, a flamethrower, a fire extinguisher, protective hands, protective gloves, and protective shoes, okay? Protective clothing, because you might need all of it. And also some bottled water. All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now I'm going to cut. Okay, hot diggity. Here we go. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. Okay, now in the background here, we're going to look at some circumstantial energy, and it's not going to own you. It's just stuff that's out there, just like the weather. So I like to call it the weather. Okay, and you, hot diggity, like any sensible person, you're going to make the best of it, no matter what. And you have the Three of Pentacles. Now, oddly enough, I've been getting this card a lot in private readings recently, for one reason or another. So what I'm feeling right now for you, hot diggity, is that you're in a situation where I feel like there's a big question mark. I feel a big question mark. And it's all about like, I'm just being the awesome hot diggity. I'm just being who I am, my most awesome self. I'm following my Leo North Node journey. I'm taking full advantage of the Jupiter and Scorpio phenomenon. That's all great. Thank you, Tarot Illumination, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, does anybody get it? Does anybody understand me? I know I'm a work in progress, and I know there are people who get me and love me in life to some extent, but you might be in a situation right now, hot diggity, where you're starting to question yourself. Like, who am I really? What am I really doing here? What are my talents? What are my skills? What are my gifts? Why am I doing what I do? And you might be getting that feeling from other people, like, like hot diggity. What exactly is going on here? What are you really, really up to? We know you're awesome, and you obviously love us and appreciate us, but we don't quite get what's going on. And then that feeds back to you, okay? It's just like, oh, are you saying that I'm hot diggity and I don't really know what's going on? And they're saying, kind of, yeah, what are you up to? Like, are you okay? What's going on? Are you really looking after yourself? Do you value yourself? So on and so on. What's the situation? Okay. I don't want to turn this into a relationship reading, okay? This is just broad energy. The Emperor here is very, very strong, significant, typically male, masculine type alpha energy. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female, hot diggity. The situation might be to do with, perhaps might be like understanding, let's say, what it means to be in a position of power, of absolute power, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. So I can relate to this sometimes, especially when it comes to control issues, like we were talking about earlier. I like to be right there at the very, very core of the decision-making process, to the point where I subconsciously hold everything hostage to my decisions about what's good or what's not. And that sometimes can be very self-debilitating. We were talking about being able to give and receive love. And if you're a person who is, let's say you're just really gifted at who you are, doing what you do, but you take it to the max, kind of like the way I like to do sometimes with myself as a person, not just tarot illumination, but more as a person, as the physical individual, that sometimes doesn't work. It's okay being very, very powerful, being strong, being confident and capable, and making very clear to yourself and others that you will do whatever it takes uh, in order to maintain power and control and dominion over your world, even if it means if it's at the detriment of others or someone in particular. This can almost relate to the abuse of power, okay? Now, hot diggity, this could also indicate, I don't want to say it, but you might be dealing with someone like this who might be very wonderful in their own way. Like if this is not your energy, this could be, if this is the energy of someone else, where you're in a situation where you're dealing with someone whose power is sort of absolute, unquestionable, and almost to the point of abuse, where it's actually not healthy. That can be a problem. If you are trying to rise into this kind of stature and position where you do have absolute power and control and influence over your world and surroundings and environment, okay, please just understand with this much power comes great responsibility. And it's very, very easy to fall in love with this much power, to the point where it's very tempting and easy to abuse that power. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling here. So be very, very careful with this energy. If this is energy that you're radiating as the situation, and you're struggling with it, or you're getting carried away with it, that's a problem. If this is coming at you from someone else, and it's like the over expression of power, the healing power of love, not, then that's a problem too. Okay, if you're feeling very disempowered by someone who is very overpowering, overwhelming, that's a problem. If someone is very disempowered by you, even subconsciously, because maybe your power is complete and absolute and overwhelming, that's a problem too. So we're talking about power. Absolute power can corrupt absolutely, whichever way it goes, either if you're radiating or if it's coming at you. So that's what I'm feeling here. And so the question might be that you might be questioning your own power, your own dominion, your own um, place in this world. What's the challenge? Okay, well, you might be in a power struggle. Okay, the Five of Swords here, hot diggity, whether it's in a personal situation or whether it's with someone else or in the workplace or your environment or your family or at home or even yourself, hot diggity. If you are in like a power struggle where you've reached a point where there's no resolution, you're just, it's just, this is the energy of futility with the Five of Swords here. This is the energy of, let's say, trying to prove a point just to prove a point. In other words, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? Okay, sometimes the most loving thing to do is gracefully accept the failures and the weaknesses and the flaws of a situation or a person in yourself. When you use the energy of absolute, it's kind of like you're setting yourself up as a time bomb, or someone else is setting you up as a time bomb, or you're setting yourself up as a time bomb, where it's not a win-win situation, or it's not win-lose or lose-win, it's lose-lose. So that's the problem here. The challenge is that you might be in a situation of futile conflict. Like it doesn't matter what you do or how you do it, there is no good outcome. And so what do you do with that? That's very, very difficult, because you don't want to walk away. You don't want to give away. You don't want to lose your power and you over someone else and give it away to someone else. And you don't want anyone to take your power and destroy you for their own benefit. That's not healthy. Okay, so how are we going to deal with this? Okay, courage, strength, and let's just say, I feel this is like an act as if. So, hot diggity, if you're in your life, in your world right now, if you're dealing with some kind of power struggle, internal or external, please understand that you can prevail if and when you make the loving decisions to, let's say, be very honorable and live according to like what your integrity would tell you. Okay, the Five of Wands is very much about integrity and maintaining integrity in the face of very perhaps passionate, vocal, expressive, legitimate or so-called legitimate uh, opposition or threats or perceived opposition, perceived threats. So if you like, if you're willing, the whole idea is like, how are you going to deal with this? Okay, my feeling it, the way to handle it is to live as if you know what you're doing, as if you already know what really, really counts. Okay, even if you don't. In other words, it's all about maintaining your integrity here, even if you're not really fully sure about really who you are, what you're doing, or why you're doing it, or why there might be confusion right now about what's going on. It's still very, very important to maintain your own integrity, your own honesty, your own passion, your own vision, your own truth to yourself, your own self-respect, your own respect to others. If you are being disrespected and underpowered and undermined by others, that does not um, it's like the worst thing you could do is retaliate. Okay. In other words, it's much more about, it's almost like one of those like martial arts fighters. Sometimes the best thing to do is withdraw completely, as though it's the most humiliating thing you could do for yourself. It's just like, I don't want a part of this. I don't even want the war. You can win. You oppressor, you can have everything. I don't care. I'm much more interested in maintaining my honor and integrity. And if you want to make a big deal out of it, that's your problem. So, hot diggity, my feeling here is to maintain your integrity and honor against all opposition. And if you have to, be willing to completely walk away and allow the other person, other party, or other part of yourself to feel as though they won and they've got the victory. And that's cool, but it doesn't matter because it's futile anyway. So the important thing overall here is to maintain your integrity, not dignity, even if you don't know exactly what you're doing or why you're doing it. Right now, it just like maintain your integrity, maintain your honesty and your truth, and then we'll figure out a solution later. You just need to get through this for now, okay? All right, hot diggity. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings or upset your personal life or anything. Sorry about that. There's plenty of other ways you can reinterpret that if you want to. You can rewatch and rewind the video later when it gets posted on the channel, and good luck, okay? And there's some awesome people here on the show who will gladly give you their interpretation. So if you're struggling to understand it, hot diggity, don't worry, okay? Don't worry. You can always write into tarotlumination.com, all right? There's a place, you can go there. Just want to shuffle. We're going to do it in the next reading. Stay there, people. All right, next, let's have a look here. Where's my list? Wait a minute. Oh, here it is. All right, next, we're going to go to the Sag side. We're going to read for Chani. Chani, okay? I don't know how to say that properly. I'm sorry. And you're a Sagittarius moon. Sagittarius moon, okay? So you're next. You're up next, okay? I hope you're still here. This is going to be your little fun free reading, all right? Just for kicks. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on, people. I know you guys are deep into conversations with yourselves, doing your whatever they call it, cross-watching with each other. That's so cool. Awesome. All right, and here we go. Shani, you are up. You are up. You are up. Just think of this as tarotainment, okay? That's all it is, you know. You're gonna make your own decisions, Chani. Here's the situation, here's the challenge, here's how we're going to deal with it. And this is some background, okay, like weather. How are we going to deal with that? It's just circumstantial, but you are going to make the best of it. You have the Nine of Wands here. So you might be in an environment or a situation in your world, in your life right now with people, work, finances, family, whatever it is, where you're very close to breaking point, but you're going to be fine. Okay. You've done a great job of getting to where you are. But the other thing to realize with this energy here is that you've been through so much. You've been through the wars, and you're still perhaps in a state of war. You might be beat up, and you will have to continue, and you know that. But you also have to understand that it's possible that you could have put yourself in this situation. This is something that I suffer from personally here at Tarot Illumination because of my trust issues and control issues, or let's say lack of trust and the desire to control, where you can put yourself into a corner and it becomes a very, very serious problem where, like, what are you going to do now? Because sure, you've done great to get this far, but if you have put yourself in a point where um, you're indispensable and you're like the only one who can handle what has to be handled, that's a problem. And that's what I'm facing here at Terra Illumination, is the idea that Terra Illumination needs to integrate with others as opposed to isolating oneself to the point where, yeah, this is great that you're so noble and honorable and courageous to have got this far and being able to maintain your strength and honor through all sorts of challenges. Great. But a lot of this might not have even been necessary in the first place if there was, let's say, an attitude of cooperation. Let's have a look. What's the situation? Okay. With the King of Wands here, Chani, it's like, okay, well, it's typically very strong male energy. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. I don't know you. You don't know Terra. Well, Terra Illumination's a guy. You can see that. But with the King of Wands here, I'm not going to turn this into a personal reading, okay? This is just energy. If you want personal, you can go to tarotlumination.com. But in the meantime, for the King of Wands here, my feeling is that in your situation right now, you're doing everything you can to maintain your dignity and self-respect and your position of authority and rulership and sovereignty of self in the way that is healthy and good. Okay? Because the King of Wands is typically really just say, this is the sort of guy that you would want to work for. Like, there are some companies and corporations and activities and places where people want to work. They want to be with that place. Like, oh man, I want to work for blah blah. Oh man, I wish I could get a job at so and so's. Oh, I wish I could hang out with blah blah so and so because it's all so awesome. Well, that's that kind of energy here. Now, if you're trying to be that person, or if you're already this person, but you're struggling to maintain that that level of awesomeness, uh, because that might be your challenge, that's a problem. In other words, maybe you're struggling with yourself or struggling in your situation or your environment in such a way that this is threatened. Or maybe this is an energy that's threatening you. And maybe you're doing the best. Maybe you are all of that. Maybe you do have all this aura of someone who is just like, you're a really cool person to hang out with and be with. Very strong leadership skills, very noble, does the right thing at the right time for the right purpose, with the right reasons, with the right people. and everybody gets it and they rally around you because they want to be part of your team, your family, your kingdom, your dominion, awesome. But if you screw up, of course, that's a problem. Or if you're being deeply challenged, or if you're doubting yourself, that's a problem. What's the challenge here? Okay, my feeling is this, like, your ability to manifest is like deeply in question here. Like, you might be at the very, very tippy edge of trying to keep your life and your act together. So it might be something to do. My feeling right now is with perhaps with the full moon mixed in with this Saturn and Capricorn energy that's coming up on us right now. A lot of people are starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. We're at least a few weeks away, but I've been feeling it for months already. You might be feeling it, Johnny, in such a way that it's almost like feeling like your position of stature and status is threatened, okay? Where your ability to really make cool stuff happen in your life, in your world, whether it's love, money, career, relationships, school, college, friends, family, health, whatever it is, you might be feeling as though, like, have I really got this? Do I really have any powers or skills or abilities at all? Or am I a loser? Am I a loser? Is my whole world falling apart? And am I just struggling to try and hold up something that's doomed? Okay, that's a problem, Johnny. Okay, the magician, of course, is very, very strong energy, indicates the ability to manifest on a card on its own. But when it's in a challenged position, it can indicate that you might have the desire to exercise and use your power in ways that are not ethical or highly integral or honorable. And because if you're feeling so threatened or so, let's say, wobbly in your circumstances, that you're wondering whether you can get by or make it through or make really good stuff happen because you're at your limits, that's a problem. If you feel like you're being tempted to do things that are dishonorable and take all your resources and talents and gifts and use them for subversive means in order to maintain your stature, so that you don't lose status and power and dignity, then that could work against you. That could come back and, kick you later. So how are we going to deal with this? There's a lot of power going on here. It might be something to do with the full moon. You might be feeling really, really stretched. Let's have a look. Okay, just let it change. Okay, with the death card here, my feeling, Johnny, whatever's going on in your life, if it's causing you to be really, really stretched and pulled apart and torn apart, where you feel like your dignity, your, let's say, rulership of your life in your world, where you had like a certain degree of status quo and order, if that's falling apart, and it makes you feel as though you're losing power and control to make things happen in a good way, the way to handle it is, my feeling here is, let it all fall apart. Okay, um, and allow new ways for you to rise and become dignified again. And that's very, very, very much to do, my feeling is, with the Jupiter and Scorpio thing right now. The Jupiter and Scorpio energy is extremely powerful because you're taking all the energy of Jupiter, which is very benevolent and it's always good, and you're filtering it through the nozzle and the lens of Scorpio, which is like, we're going to take all this energy and turn it into like the like deep soul cleansing, deep soul healing, by going deep, deep into the soul and figuring out what is screwed up about your life and your world, Johnny, that needs healing. Because ultimately, most likely the biggest problems are deep inside of you as a person. And the only way to understand that is for them to be revealed in order for them to be healed. And so when this card comes up, is how are we going to deal with it? If you feel as though uh, there's things coming up into your life and your world that are not, that you're not liking, you're not enjoying it, please see this as a gift where you get the chance to see what you're doing wrong, how you can be the author of your own demise, how you could possibly be the person who's actually causing your own downfall but you weren't even aware of it. Please understand now, at this full moon in particular, that this could be a really, really good moment to see how you could be your own worst enemy. And then once you realize that, you kind of go, duh, why didn't I realize that before? And then whatever it is that you come to understand about how and why and what you did in all these, like, let's say, skirmishes and passionate encounters of you just trying to be you, and how you actually ended up hurting yourself, then you can see very clearly how you can become your own worst enemy. And then once you know that, you can let it go. So when the death card is showing up here and it's basically forcing you, it's forcing things in your life to be cut away and surgically removed that are no longer healthy for you, allow that to happen once you know them and understand them and they've become identified. And that can be extremely healing, and you can become renewed and a new version of you, a better, brighter you, okay? Like the King of Wands that you're supposed to be, all right? So just kind of let it happen, let it all fall apart, allow yourself to transform, allow the deep vibrational, transformational healing to happen. Don't fight it. Don't turn it into an ego thing. Just let it happen. The most dignified, honorable thing to do is to let the healing occur. Okay? All right, Jenny, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings or freak you out with that reading. Sorry. Okay? So here we go. Let's put this all back together. And I'm going to do one more reading here. And this is for Katie Elizabeth. All right? All right, hope you're ready. All right, next is Katie Elizabeth. And I think it says here that you are a Sagittarius sun. Doing Sag sun. Okay, so there's your little, that's you. Okay, that's you, Katie Elizabeth. All right, you're up next. Let's put this aside. Okay, let's have a look. Here we go. Doopy-doopy-doo. Yay, hi Katie. Greetings. I saw you on the list there. I see you in the live chat. Howdy doody. Howdy we doody. Rohit, I don't know who you are, but you're writing in a language that I don't understand, so I hope everyone else gets it. I just need a little beverage. Hold on. Hey, somewhere in time, hi. Hey, Empress, hi, I just see you. Hi, Lena, I just see you. I'm sorry I didn't say hello earlier. I've been on a completely wild rant tonight. It's been a total improv, just effing go out there, do whatever I want kind of evening. Hello to everybody that I never said hello. Rohit, I'm not going to do any more readings. We can do another reading another time. Okay. Hi, Christina. Hi, somewhere in time. Hi, Chani. Okay, I'm glad you got something out of the reading, Chani. I hope you said your name right, Chani. Okay. Friuli, what's... Okay, you guys are talking about stuff that I have no idea what you're talking about between you and your private conversations. That's okay. Lillian, hi Lillian, how are you? I'm just saying hi to everybody on the screen. Check in. Lena, Rohit, okay? Chani, hi. Hello, 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 hello. Just, I'm letting you know, folks, that I'm looking at the screen. I'm checking in to see who's here. Somewhere in time. Yay. It's starting to get really late, people. Monica, hello, Monica. Hello, BSU. Hello, BSU. Nice to see you too, 1960. Abby. Yay, go Abby. I'm sorry I haven't followed up, Abby. I took your word. I'm taking rest. I was taking a break. Really need it. Hi, Mary Michael. Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda. Hi, somewhere. Hi, Alson. Yeah, we talked We talked already, also, didn't we? Yeah. Uh-huh. Someone's talking about tiramisu, channeling tiramisu recipes. Wow, that's very cool. Wow, yeah, yeah. Mikey, yeah, we're gonna talk this week, Mikey. Okay, tune master, mix master. Okay. All right, let's have a look. What's going on? Katie Elizabeth, I know you're here. I saw you on the screen. All right. Okay, we are well shuffled. Channy, you had pinched nerve in the neck? Seriously? I just saw that. I'm going to the hospital this week. I'm going for more tests and more x-rays to see what's going on in my spine because the whole of my left side is messed up from screwed up nerves in my neck and my upper spine. Wow. Yeah, I thought it was a heart attack because I couldn't breathe. I was in astronomical pain. And it's the same kind of pain that I used to get because I broke my back many years ago and I had surgery and I have sciatica today, mild sciatica, and sometimes my legs don't work very well. And it's getting to the point now where my arms and hands don't work very well. And it's becoming a problem. And the other few days, about 3 weeks ago, before I ended up in the hospital, there was so much pain. I don't like taking painkillers because I've had to deal with all that for many, many years, and the painkillers can kill you, just let you know. But I had this kind of attack, and the doctors think now it was like the crushed nerves in my spine, because it sent a huge current of pain all through the chest and the left arm and the front and the heart and the torso, and I couldn't breathe. I was going down, and I knew I was going down, so I called 911, and they got here. I'm very lucky. I live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of services, and so they came and took me to the hospital very quickly. They gave me a lot of morphine and some nitro to free up the heart to keep it going. But they told me later now, that's why we're doing all these tests with radio, blah, blah, blah. They think it's to do with the spine and the nerves, the crushed up nerves in my neck and my spine. So there you go, Chani. It happens. Yeah, shit happens. Excuse my language. Sorry. It gets weird. Okay, Katie, cards are shuffled. I shuffled forever. Katie, you're up. No more sob stories, okay? We're all awesome here in our own quirky little ways. Okay? Let's keep going, man. Katie Elizabeth, it's up to you now. Sagittarius Sun. Optimism, leadership, inspiration. Sorry. I got confused there. Here's the challenge. Here's the situation. So, scratch all of that. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to deal with it. And this is the circumstantial energy. We'll call it the weather. Earlier, I was just talking about you as a Sagittarius woman, okay? So you get it? Like inspirational, fun, exciting, courageous, out there, optimistic, blunt. Okay, what you got? Whoa, okay, talk about blunt. The Ace of Swords. So, Katie, you might be having a kind of, let's say, an awakening right now. Were you seeing a divine opportunity? This is the energy of divine opportunity coming at you right now at this full moon. Yeah, baby. Where it's like, oh my gosh, I get it. Oh, I wanted to know the truth. Now I get the truth. Now I see the truth. And that, of course, is incredibly important for Sagittarians, but sometimes you can't learn it except through the really hard way, through reflection from what is not true. Okay, so if you, Sagittarius, Katie, are over here, and you're dealing with people or events or situations over here where it's exactly 100 degrees opposed, just like a full moon, where there's you, Sagittarius, and there's the Gemini full moon, and it's face on, and you're getting the ultimate reflection, like looking in a big, fat, full body, face on, full length mirror, and you're seeing like the truth. Oh my God, I'm so fat. Oh my God, I'm so skinny. Oh my God, I'm like this. Oh, I need a new dress. Oh, I need a new whatever. Oh, I had no idea. Oh no. But that's okay. That's what you needed to know. And then, of course, the moon's going to move and change and something else will happen. But right now, you could be seeing, having a great opportunity for like a stark awakening. It's really hard for my hand to shuffle and do these clicks. It's weird. I can't control it. Anyway, enough of that. What's the situation? Okay, just reminder here. Okay, so this is divine opportunity. Okay, it's happening right now, Elizabeth. Okay, Katie Elizabeth, at this full moon. So you might be in a situation where you're realizing that decisions have to be made. Okay, it could be a series of lots of little tiny decisions. But either way, it's decisions because that's how we evolve. We evolve by making decisions. So it's nothing to do with love and healing, with healing power of love, or tarot illumination, or the tarot illumination songs, or tarot readings or the astrology. It doesn't matter about any of that. You have to make a decision. Doesn't matter what country what is your religion or whatever. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Okay, and you might be dealing with the whole concept of decision making, and sometimes it can be tough for people. A lot of people do not like to make decisions. They want decisions to be made for them. They want someone to tell them what to do. Tell me what to do. I want to be an employee. I want to serve others. Tell me what to do and how to do it, and I will do it. Now, you might be in a situation where you're realizing that, wait a minute, you might be stuck, because when you come to the realization about like how the phenomenon of decisions and decision making is so fundamental to your evolution, that can be really, really shocking. You might be realizing right now, damn it, I've been outsourcing all my decision making to what could be called a higher order, where I don't have to make decisions anymore. I just do what I'm supposed to do, or I'm do what I'm told. And that might be shocking to you, because you might be coming to a realization that, you know what, I wouldn't mind making my own decisions. But that puts you in a situation where, oh no, now I have to make my own decisions. Oh no, because every time you make a decision, you are facing into what human beings call the unknown, the future, the land of opportunity, where great things can happen, or awesomely horrible things can happen, all as a consequence of your decisions. So that becomes a problem. All of a sudden, this wonderful thing, this very empowering process called decision making, can be really terrifying, because what if you make the wrong decision? Uh-oh, you lose everything. Oh, what if I make the right decision and then I have to say goodbye to all this? Uh-oh. So people get stuck. Sometimes people get so stuck, they make the decision not to decide. And that's a very defensive, self-protective move. And you have the right to do that. You have the right to decide not to decide, and that's okay. But it can also leave you stuck in an evolutionary tide pool. Is that what you want? What's the challenge here? Okay, independence. With the Nine of Pentacles here, Katie, you might be struggling with the whole idea of whether you think you can be independent, whether you're capable of it, whether you even want it or not. Wondering whether you have the resources or skills or talents to be independent and like rise up to your true self in a way that you would like to. And you might be, we're coming up to a time period right now with Mercury in retrograde coming in through a big chunk of December, where there's going to be a lot of questioning, like it's almost like a car that won't start, or it kind of goes and you're realizing, uh-oh, I got to check everything because all your everything could be at doubt here. Do I have enough money? Do I have enough talent? Do I have enough skills? Do I have enough training? Do I have enough credentials? Do I have enough friends, family, and skills and abilities and passions and dreams and desires to actually be this self-determined, independent person? Oh no, this would be in doubt because most people would love this. Most people would love to have the Nine of Pentacles shining on them, where you don't really have to answer to anybody. You just be who you are, and you become an expert in making decisions to become who you are all the time. So that's great. But this is what's in doubt here. This is a real problem. So you might be realizing through some very stark moments right now that might be uncomfortable, but it also could be a blessing where you're realizing, like, oh my gosh, through my own willingness or lack of willingness to make loving decisions, uh, you could, undermine your own like abilities to flourish and be independent and have all that. So how are we going to deal with it? Okay, my feeling here is that you really got to trust your guts. With the Queen of Wands here, the Queen of Wands is not ashamed of who she is and how she is and why she is the way she is. She's just this person who's lived through it all. She didn't just arrive here at the Queen of Wands. She radiates that energy who's been through it all. She's been through the dirt, the muck, the challenges, the wars. She's lost this, she's won that. She's had her heart broken. She's had love. She's had everything. She's had money. She's had poverty. And she still maintains her dignity throughout it all. And she rises and she rises and she continues to rise to the top. So the way to handle this, if you're having like real issues and doubts about like your own abilities, resources, and talents, and you need to find like what's the truth of what's going on here, like you need to know, then please understand that anything that feels really like threatening or awkward, or that makes you feel very like resistant to making decisions, that's the stuff that you need to know so you can identify it. You've got to reveal it to heal it, so that once you know what it is, it's just like, now I figured out why my car won't start. I figured out why the key won't work to my front door of my house. Oh, I figured out why like I keep getting errors on my emails, or I figured out, oh, why my kids are getting F's in class all day, whatever it is. And then you figure it out and then you do something about it, like, aha. You rise back to your dignity and you roll up your sleeves and you do what has to be done. You don't like just like fizzle away and just kind of like turn into a moaning, groaning wimp. You see the situation. Like, let's say if there are certain truths that are exposed about you and your behavior and your capacities and your abilities and resources, you don't take it personally. You think, aha, okay. You're looking in the mirror, you're realizing, okay, well, I needed to know that. Maybe I need to have a haircut. Maybe I need to, go to a fitness class, or maybe I'm overdoing it with fitness classes or something. Whatever it is, just figure it out. You're realizing it through the process of reflection, and it's this hardcore truth that you need to know so that you can come back to this. So you can come back to being like the Queen of Wands energy, where you can continue with dignity and restore your strength, restore your resources, and get back into making really healthy, loving decisions. Okay? All right, Katie? I hope that makes sense. I hope you get something out of that. Maybe if not for you, maybe for someone else, okay? If it was total nonsense to you, please gift your reading to somebody else, okay? All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thanks, Katie. Whew, man. Well, that was kind of a wacko evening. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a moment. I need to chill. Okay. Thank you, Katie. So you did get something out of it. I can see your note on the board. Thank you. Empress, of course, is already jumping in, doing backup readings, backup interpretations. That's fantastic. So that's what happens on this show because we have some pretty awesome high-powered visitors, and they are not shy about offering their own opinions and perspectives, and that's really valuable to the viewers, especially the viewers who are getting little fun public readings. So I want to play another little song, and then we'll chat about the full moon. Okay, stay there. Stay there. Hold on. Hang in, people. Stay there. Don't go away. I'm trying to figure out. I only have a few songs that I can play you, really. I wanted to do the light song. I'm going to just put the light song on. Hold on there. The blue light. I'm going to put this on just for fun. Stay there. I've witnessed the blue lights around you, mixed with gold and turquoise surrounding you, pouring down on you like a shower that you shared with us for an hour. And though sometimes it feels like it's fading, I know you won't let it all disappear. Your love is the essence, burns incandescent. Your love is a lighthouse, my dear. Your love is the essence, it burns incandescent. Your love is a lighthouse, my dear. Katie, I'll show you something. Stay there. We need the light shining eternal, most especially when things get infernal. When things get all battered and shattered, lost in darkness, that's when it matters. And though sometimes it feels like it's fading, I know you won't let it all disappear. Your love is the essence, it burns incandescent. Your love is a lighthouse, my dear. Your love is the essence, it burns incandescent. Your love is a lighthouse, my dear. Your love is the essence, it burns incandescent. Your love is a lighthouse, my dear. Your love is the essence, it burns incandescent. Your love is a lighthouse, my dear. Yay. Yay. Oh. Yeah, this is just that was a song to honor and respect someone who brought a lot of love and healing into my life, and we've moved on. But it was the inspiration for this little drawing. And thank you, Katie, for asking about buying the pictures and the art. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to do like this. I do make art and things, and that's fine, but maybe this would be an opportunity because I don't know how to sell this as art. I mean, it's just a doodle. I really just made a doodle. That's all it is. And I have a file and I could print it out. I don't know what else to do. But, Katie Elizabeth, now this is very expensive. I'm just warning you. We do have the Terra Illumination silk scarf. Okay? You might not have seen this before because we only made it a few months ago. But it is now available to the public. And it's very gorgeous. And Abby has already made a video about it with Terra Illumination. Abby is modeling, and we're going to make a modeling video with Abby soon. But this is the scarf, and it is based on a work of art. And the work of art is about, 3 or 4. It's the size of a scarf. The actual painting itself is big, okay? And the original painting, and then we use that painting as the design for the scarf. And so it's an actual real 100% silk, okay? And it's got hand stitched genuine hems over here. And I'm just going to show you. Okay, hold on. So this is very expensive. I'm just warning you. And there's a scarf raffle. Some of the videos have a little button where you can go press it and go to the Terra Illumination silk scarf raffle. But let me just do this for now. Okay. So, Katie, since you asked about artwork, this is a piece of artwork, but it's in the form of a silk scarf. Okay. Now, if you go to the terraillumination.com, there is a little page, and you can just buy it, and it's $111.11. It's very expensive. It's because it's silk and took a lot of work to make it. Okay. And there's very few of them in existence. Okay. So this is it. This is what it looks like. So it doesn't matter what your sun sign is, Katie. Let me see if I can do this for you. Hold on, let's turn it like this. We'll come and do the full moon story in a minute. Hold on. So it kind of looks like, you can see half of it here, roughly half of it, okay? It sort of looks like this. So that's the silk, okay? It's really beautiful silk, and it has all the pictures of the sun signs, okay? It has Aries, it has Taurus and Gemini. It looks like a Cancer and Leo and Virgo and Libra and Scorpio, Sagittarius. Excuse me, I keep making a mess. And there's Capricorn, okay? And there's Aquarius, and there's Pisces and Aries and Taurus. Oh, we did all that. We did all of them. But that's it. It looks like this, and it's really gorgeous, and it's very cool, and it turns you into a love magnet. Okay? That's the truth. This is an actual device, custom crafted, handmade by Terra Illumination to turn you into a love magnet. Okay? You can also switch it around like this, so you can turn into a love radiator. So you can simultaneously transmit and receive the healing power of love. That's a fact. It's a proven fact. Okay? It's just like that. It's a scarf, and you wear it just like you would wear a scarf. Okay? So it's really cool and hip and trendy, and you can use it to impress your friends and family, or just to feel good. So there you go. Thanks, Katie, for asking. This is a work of art. And there's a raffle, and you can buy a ticket, and you might win. So there we go. Now, somebody, Abby, Somebody wanted to talk about the new moon, Abby, the full moon, Abby. So here it is. This is just a little bit of fun. I made a little doodle before the show. Hold on. I'm starting to fizzle out. We've only been going a few hours, but I'm just telling you, Tarot Illumination is starting to get a little bit wobbly, and probably going to have to wind things up soon. And I know it's getting very, very late for you guys on the East Coast of the United States, and it's still very early in Europe. And also, I don't even know what's going on in Australia. But anyway, this is a little thing I sketched out, the things that really jumped out to me about this full moon. Okay. So here we go. Right now, it is Sunday, December 3rd, 2017, galactic time on planet Earth. Okay? Big deal. Anyway, the planets are whizzing around doing what they do, and I haven't put all the planets here, and I don't know much about all the asteroids and the stars and all the super advanced stuff. I'm only very elementary with astrology, but I've been doing it for many years, and I can still, have a, you know, a legitimate conversation with you guys. So when I looked at all the charts for tonight, this is what jumped out for me here. Okay, we still have this massive, almost exact polarity going on between Mars in Libra and Uranus in Aries, and you may or may not be noticing it. If you happen to be an Aries or a Libra or a Capricorn or a Cancer, you might be really feeling it, because this is a very, very powerful, strong dynamic of polarity right now. It's almost an exact opposition. Mars opposite Uranus. That's pretty intense, okay? So Uranus is just doing what it does. It just shakes everything up. It kind of goes like, come on, people, come on, come on, come on. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Bammo, be you. Be your own unique, amazing self. Thank you very much. No apologies accepted. Thank you. And then there's Mars over here saying, excuse me, I am a martial arts fighter in the defense of healthy, loving, balanced relationships. Thank you very much, dear Uranus and Aries. So you, Uranus, you're telling me to just go out and be my own awesome, unique, amazing self and F off to everybody else? Excuse me. And then Uranus is saying, sorry, dear Mars. I don't want to get you all PO'd and upset and aggressive and combative here. I was just trying to suggest that it's very, very important that we in this relationship dynamic, we maintain our integrity of our truth and honor to our own unique selves, and we extend that to our significant others. And then Mars says, okay, I see what you're getting at, but you're really, really, really pushing it. Thank you very much, Uranus. And if you mess up in any way and you default on the words that you just said, I, Mars in Libra, defender of the loving relationship, protector of the loving relationship, I'm going to come right at you. Okay, thank you very much. And then Uranus says, okay, I understand. You're a big deal. I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal. You're a big deal. Okay, got it? Deal? Thank you. All right. Peace, man. So this obviously is very hard to understand and handle and deal with in the context of relationships, because there's always you wanting and trying to be you. And then there's always the relationship itself. Phew. What do? You make decisions. Okay, so that's the first thing I noticed. It's still extremely strong right now. Next thing I noticed is the big fat thing over here. This is beautiful. Jupiter in Scorpio. Right now, it's happening right now. It's going to be with us for about another 10 months or almost a year. And it's in very beautiful, harmonious trine. Let's just put it over here. A big fat trine with Neptune in Pisces. So this is a tremendous opportunity. Like whoever you are out there, if you're watching this and you feel like your relationships are really, really screwed up right now, but there's stuff that's happening where it's like coming to the surface, where you're doing this feeling like you're really getting drawn in and sucked into these very, very almost like dark, frightening, scary aspects of your relationships to the point of deep intimacy where it's terrifying. But in the process, you discover these beautiful things about yourselves and each other. And you also discover simultaneously these really scary things about yourself and each other through the context of an intimate relationship. The beauty is that once you discover the shadow things about how you can be the cause of your own self undoing, that's a miracle. That's miracle healing. That's the healing power of love in action. That's the opportunity and chance to allow yourself to go through the process of transformational vibrational energy healing, which is the ultimate expression of Jupiter in Scorpio. So please, please, everybody, take full advantage of this. Okay. All right. So the next thing I wanted to mention is the full moon itself. Okay. Bam-o, right here. This is a universal chart. Okay. It applies to pretty much everybody. We're just putting Aries on the horizon here as though this was for the whole world. So right now at this full moon tonight, we have the little moon here, beautiful, beautiful moon in Gemini, dead opposite the sun. Give or take a few degrees wherever you are in this world. But look at all this stuff here. You got Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Saturn all piled up here in Sagittarius. So you might feel very kind of rattled at the moment, where there is so much like energy of communications, like super high frequency energy happening inside of you, coming like what might feel like it's coming from the great beyond, almost as though you have direct access to heaven and the inspirational energy that's coming at you from heaven. And then back here on earth, you're getting this feeling like, oh, whoa, what's going on? Like, how am I like interpreting or misinterpreting all this energy? It's very, very important to listen extremely carefully and pay very, very close observation to like the details and the nuances of what's happening inside you as an individual in the context of profound relationships at this moment in time, so that all the like inspirational feelings that you're getting from the great beyond can be brought into full understanding in like common language that you can feel in your body right here and now. Like, oh, yeah, I get it. Oh, now I get it. Oh, I really screwed up on this. I screwed up on that. I screwed up on that. But I did really well with this, and this, and this. But you add it all together, it's no wonder things are the way they are. All the good and all the not so good. Bam-o, full moon, full awareness, full awakening, full realization. Thank you very much. So that's what I feel is happening right now. But guess what happens? In a few weeks, you see this big, massive cluster over here? It's going to change for everybody. We're going to go, it's all going to pile up over here in Capricorn. Okay? Good old Capricorn. There's going to be about You know, I didn't prepare this, but there's going to be a whole ton of planets up here in Capricorn, you know, Sun, and then we're going to have the Cancer, the Capricorn Cancer full moon, okay? And then eventually there's going to be a Capricorn new moon, and then we're going to move into the Leo Aquarius thing as well. So that's another time, that's another show, another reading. But right now, I just wanted to point this out. I don't know if anybody understood any of what I was saying here, or if you get anything out of this doodle, this picture, or whatever you want to do with it. I'm just trying to help you guys to get through. This is what I do at home for myself. I do this stuff so that I can get through day by day. You know, I'm at my personal physical life as a human being is at the point where if I don't do this stuff, my life gets messed up. So it's like if you are a shipping captain or something, you have to watch the weather all day, every day. You have to watch weather reports so that you can just keep doing your day job of getting your container ship from China to the United States. Or if you're an airline pilot or you're a steward or something, it's just the way it works with Terra Illumination is if Terra Illumination does not pay attention to this stuff, which is more or less just like watching the Weather Channel, then Terra Illumination gets messed up. So I just do this stuff anyway, and all I'm doing is sharing it with you guys, okay? So this weather report will affect each of you, all of you, in different ways, depending on who you are and where you are, and what you're doing, and how you're doing, and why you're doing it. It's the same energy. This energy, all these planets here, it's the same for everybody, but it affects all of you in different ways. For example, I'm not going to do a whole, 12 sign reading right now, but this is what it would look like for Aries. Okay, do you see what I'm doing here? Watch this. And the next thing is watch this. Linda, what did you say? Linda, I just saw something on the screen about Linda. I forgot your reading. Linda, I don't think I can make it tonight. I'm kind of burning out already. I'm kind of overdoing it. Can you remind me the next time, please, Linda? Okay. Oh man. Okay, hold on. Let me make a note of that. Okay, we're pushing things here, people. We're just pushing things. I'm kind of at my limits. But anyway, I'm just trying to share this with you. If this is Aries, watch this. It's the same energy. This is what it's like for Taurus. Okay? This is what it's like for Gemini. Okay? Because then Gemini would be on the horizon. This is what it would be like for Cancerians. This is what it would be like for Leo. This is what it would look like for Virgo. Okay? This is what it would look like for Libra. You see where we're going here? Do you see what I'm getting at here? Okay. The next thing would be Scorpio. It would look sort of like this. If it was Sagittarius, it would look sort of like this. If it was Capricorn, it would look like this. If it's Aquarius, it would look like this. If it's Pisces, it would look like this. And then if it's Aries, that's where we started. It looks like this. Oh, I'm wiped out. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna freaking do it. I don't care. I'm. You called me out. I'm just gonna do it. Okay, Linda, you're gonna get one. I would appreciate it if people would donate or sponsor or do something, anything to load up the pot for Terra Illumination, because Terra Illumination runs on microscopic numbers. And I'm very excited that we've reached 10,000 almost subscribers. It's a very, very big deal. But the reality for Terra Illumination is that it's a very tiny channel, and we have a very tiny number of views but a very high number of subscribers for the number of views. So it's kind of weird. It says like once people figure it out here at Terra Illumination, they kind of go like, oh yeah, I like this stuff, subscribe. But the thing is, in terms of views, it's still very, very tiny. And for the channel to work, it needs astronomical numbers of views and huge numbers of subscribers so that the revenue can come in. So right now, we get a tiny amount of revenue from the advertising. We get a little small amounts of revenue from private readings, because I try to keep the prices very low. And sometimes we get donations. So if anybody wants to support Terra Illumination, please do not be shy. All that money goes to good causes. We're going to either fund the book, Love and Healing, or just try to keep the channel going, because the channel has operating costs. All right, Linda, you're up. We're just going to do this. No, no, no. We're going to do this, Linda. You might have been one of the people I told you to remind me that I owe you a reading. Okay, so I'm going to do it. You called me out, and I'm going to do it. It's fun. I love doing this. Don't worry, Linda, okay? It's just that you kind of caught me off guard, and I was looking at the screen at that moment, and I caught it, and so I'm just going to go with it. All right? It's going to be fun. Don't you worry. It's fun. I love doing this for you guys. Please understand. Okay? But I'm also trying to learn how to be like an executive and, do the responsible thing to keep Terra Illumination going. All right, now you saw that you're a witness. Okay, Linda, cards are shuffled, well shuffled, very well shuffled. Now we're going to cut. I'm going to do a really extreme cut. Okay? Because I like to break up the cards and have a very, very clear deck. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. Here's how we're going to handle it. And this is the weather, okay? Circumstantial. You're going to make the best of it, Linda. It's not going to own you. You are going to own the weather, okay? With the devil card here, it's an indication that you might be struggling with, let's say, I don't want to turn this into a personal reading. But a lot of readers would say, oh my gosh, Linda, you're struggling with addictions. Oh no. Are you codependent? Are you alcoholic? Are you a pothead? Are you a pill junkie? Are you totally dependent on someone else? Are you cripplingly codependent? Are you struggling with trying to separate yourself from unhealthy habits and behaviors? Oh no. Oh no. Well, if that's how it is, then that's how it is. Okay. But it could be also that you're in a situation or environment right now where it might be like it's okay for you to give yourself permission to, let's say, I don't know how many other tarot readers see it or feel this way, but I do. Sometimes it's okay to let go. Sometimes it's really okay to really kind of indulge in those really like what's the word I'm looking for? The passions, the lust of life, like when you're at a party and you've had a couple drinks and you think, you know what, I want another one. Or if you're with your sweetheart and you just had an awesome event together and you think, God, I want to do that again. Or if you just had a really delicious meal and you think, oh, I want seconds. I want another helping. And you don't really need it, but you want it and you want it. All I'm suggesting is it's okay now and again to do that. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world or like, oh my gosh, like I'm like a morphine junkie now. That's awful. No, I don't see that. All I'm suggesting is that the circumstances situation might be hinting to you that you're right at the tippy end of your, let's say, understanding the desires of your own body, your own being, and how you can be very deeply wedded and tied into your own desires and your own wishes to the point where they own you. Okay. And that it isn't always healthy because sometimes it makes it very difficult to evolve if you're deeply wedded and bound to certain outcomes that you desire, even though there might be a bigger picture that can unfold for you. All right, let's have a look. What's the situation? Okay. Impoverishment, perhaps of mind, body, heart, or soul, relationships, or whatever. So, Linda, if you're in a situation where you're hurting and you're hurting badly, um, because maybe you're on the receiving end of maybe someone or something who can't let go, or maybe you can't let go of someone because of certain reality checks, like, oh my gosh, if this relationship is over, or if this situation, if I lose this job, I'm in deep doo doo. That's a problem. And so you stay stuck in a situation in order to stay alive, even though it's unhealthy and uncomfortable. And so you end up in a situation where, like, oh my gosh, like, could I be rejected? Could I be, you see, I mean, it's kind of like, there's two people here, all right? And I kind of go with the symbolism sometimes on this card with the Five of Pentacles. It's on an understanding, like, without meaning to, it's very easy to fall into like what some people call codependent relationships. And I've been learning very recently that there are different understandings for codependent. Codependent for some people means very healthy situation where both parties depend on each other and support each other and nurture each other. But the common understanding is codependent, where it's like I can't survive without you, and the other one is like, oh wait a minute, I can't survive without you. What are we gonna do? Like, if you leave me, I'm screwed, or if you leave me, I'm screwed. Oh no, what am I gonna do? And if you feel like something like that's going on, then that could be like the shadow interpretation of codependency here. Okay. So maybe you're feeling some of that and it could be a little scary. What's the challenge? Okay. We had this earlier. We have a little bit of synchrodipity tonight. So it could challenge your ability to be independent. In other words, if you are financially, emotionally, physically, domestically connected to someone or a situation, a job or a person or kids or family in such a way that if things are falling apart, it puts you in a very precarious position, then that's a problem. That's a real challenge because then, like, it's just like your whole ability to be independent and self sustaining and just be you becomes really jeopardized. And that's a problem. Okay. Especially if it concerns money, home, credit, finance, mortgages, college debt, college loans, car payments, anything like that, alimony, palimony, whatever it is, child support, all that kind of stuff. How are we going to deal with it? Okay. Obviously, there's a desire to move on and find peace. Some people would see this as just like a walk away card, like, you know, dump it, ditch it, leave all the doo doo and the drama behind, take with you whatever works, what you know is true for you, and just move on to calm waters, to peaceful waters, and be done with all of this. Okay? But that could be very scary because it might be that you're very deeply attached to a situation where it can actually be very hard to, let's say, walk away from what is not working for you, even though you know that it's not working for you. So that's a very awkward energy. So you can also look at this as the best thing to do is to walk away anyway, even though there's so much potentially at risk here, because you get to the point where, like, it doesn't even matter anymore. What really counts is peace, love, and understanding, tranquility, happiness, peace of mind, and like a new way of being where these kind of energies don't have to happen. And yeah, it might be painful, it might be awkward, it might involve having to move, change, leave behind things that you thought you loved, or where you were deeply committed or bound in ways that you thought might have been healthy but are actually very limiting, and instead release yourself and allow for a new way of being to unfold with much simpler, healthier, more truthful, honest uh, ways and understandings, okay? So that you are not held hostage either to yourself in your own situation or someone else's or something else's situation, okay? It says, I think about releasing and redeeming yourself and finding freedom by having the courage to release yourself and walk away from the drama and whatever you might feel you're losing. It doesn't even matter. Okay? I hope that helps, Linda. I hope I didn't scare you or upset you or touch a hard nerve or anything like that. Okay? So, Linda, you asked and I delivered, and bless you. Okay? All the best. Okay, Linda? All right, folks, I'm going to leave it at that for readings and things. Um, I just wanted to show you one thing about the scarf. Um, hey, looka. I just saw your name here. You wrote in some sweet stuff. Thank you on the comments. Thank you so much. Hey, Mari, if you got to go, I understand it's very late for everybody. I'm going to be winding up soon in a minute too. BSU, thank you so much. I see a lot of names here that you're good, solid regulars. That's fine. I love you guys. God bless you, Linda, too. Okay. Thank you, Linda. Linda Descartes. That's a French name. Hold on. Stay there. I want to put this back here just for visuals so you can look at something. And I'm going to play another tune for you. Okay. All right. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask? Put this aside for a moment. About the scarf. Okay. These are the people who've already bought tickets. Okay. We got all these tickets, but I have to sell a lot more tickets. The thing is, it's going to take work. I have to invest time and energy to make promotional videos about the scarf. And I'm very, very reluctant to scratch the raffle. And I'd love to have people's opinion. Do you want me to continue with the raffle? Or do you want me to cancel the raffle and refund these people? I would hate to do that. Hate's a very powerful word. I really don't want to do it, but I will do it if I have to. And we might use the scarves for something else, and I'm just trying to find another way. The tickets are super cheap. It's $3 for the ticket. It's about $4 with the service charge. And people can buy 2 tickets if you want. I need to sell, I think it's 50 or 60 tickets to make it all work. Because when you get the scarf, you get a free full-on private reading as well. So right now, the scarf raffle is still going, but there's no promotional videos or anything. So anybody can still do it. Um, I don't think I even put the buttons on the videos, but so I'm trying to like catch up with here. I love you guys. I love your subscribing, and I love the likes and the comments and everything. That's wonderful. I'm just struggling with the whole scarf issue right now about what to do. So I might have to make more videos. I would like to have your comments. If you want to buy a scarf, go to terraillumination.com and buy a scarf. It's very expensive. I'm just warning you, but it's worth it. It's beautiful. If you want to enter the raffle, enter the raffle. You'll probably have to look around the Terra Illumination channel to find, look in the videos for the scarf, and I'll make a new video soon. Also, Tomorrow night, Monday night, Terra Illumination is going to be on a radio show with Joanna the Medium. I'm just letting you know, okay? So that should be fun. That should be interesting. I'm going to put this here. We're going to play a little bit more music, and then we're going to wind up the show, okay? BSU 1960, thank you for your encouragement. So I like your idea. Be patient. The scarves are beautiful. It's going to work out. No worries. Okay, well, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to surrender to your opinion. I love it. All right. I need to put on some more music. Oh, the radio show? I don't know what to tell you guys. The radio show, it's by invitation. Uh, there is a channel on YouTube, and it's called Joanna the Medium. Hold on, let me write that down. I'm going to write this down for everybody. Now I think about it. Thank you for asking, guys. All right, hold on. It's a personal talk show. It's in a real. It's going to get very personal. I'm just letting you know. TL on radio. Okay, and it's going to be tomorrow night, Monday, December 4th, and it's at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, I don't know how to get there or anything, but the host of the show, she's a major league tarot and psychic medium on YouTube, and this is her channel, Joanna the Medium. Okay, so that's the radio show, and that's tomorrow night. So I'm going to be doing that with Joanna the Medium. I don't know where the radio is, and I don't know how to do it, but you asked, and I'm just telling you everything that I know. It might be on Skype, it might be on the channel, or it might be recorded, and then maybe it'll come out and we'll put it on the Terra Illumination channel. I don't really know. Okay? So there you go. I hope this helps. I'm going to leave it there for a few moments so that people know. Good night. If everyone has to go, I understand. I know it's very, very late. I know. I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. Oh, Joanna was very, very supportive. She's very, very kind and sweet and loving. It's all about promoting and helping Terra Illumination to find a wider audience, because she's very supportive, because she's a psychic medium herself. So she understands the whole Terra Illumination thing, and she has a lot of subscribers and a lot of views, and she has, she offered this chance to do the show. So I said, yeah, let's do it. So anyway, I'm going to do another tune. It's just a closeout tune. I'm going to do this over here. I'm going to put this one up here. I'm going to put this over here. I'll put the lyrics here. We're going to put love is the word. Okay? And then we're going to hang out. I'll hang out with you guys. Okay? I'm just going to hang out with you guys for a while. I reach up for the skies. Opening my hands to help in the day. Together in the sun's rays, become on my head. And the healing vibrations battle through my soul, shaking up the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe I always hear. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Moving through the day, bring no accidents or rise. Giving thanks to heaven that I'm still alive. Blessing my enemies, blessing the ones I love. Praying for forgiveness from any damages I've done. Healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe I always hear. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Now the day is done, and moon is on the rise. My trials and tribulations all bottled up inside. I summon in the love as I reach up for the skies. I command no fear and shadows be gone before my eyes. The healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe I always hear. Resonate inside us, calm is the word. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul, shaking out the poisons, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe I always hear. Resonate inside us. Love is the word, love is the word, love is the word. Love is the word. Yeah, love is the word. Love is the word. Yeah, love is the word. Hey everybody, just wanted to say thank you for visiting tonight. It was my pleasure and honor to read for you. I love doing this thing for you. I love you guys because this is what keeps me going, okay? On this ride. I'm going to start the song again in a minute. Hold on. I just wanted to say thank you. I love doing this. I'm going to wrap up the show soon. It's very late, I know, for some of you, and most of you have gone home to bed already. Um, about the scarf tickets, BSU, at the moment, I'm going to make the scarf tickets open and available for as many as people want. The actual retail price is $111.11. So if you want to buy one, you can do that, but you can buy one ticket for $3, okay? And you have almost as much chance as anyone else. So the first raffle that we did ever was for a private reading, and it was like whatever it was, for a full complex reading, and I thought it was going to take a couple of weeks, but we sold everything out in 2 days. So it was great, and they got a private reading, and so on and so on. But I I didn't do such a great job with the scarf raffle because I got so stuck with health issues and so on. So I started the raffle, and I'm gonna have to make a new raffle for you guys. And I went crazy and I said one ticket only per person. But that means I have to do the raffle for months, to sell 40, 50, 60 tickets, whatever. I can't remember the math. And then, uh, so what I'm hoping is that a lot of people will buy just a couple of tickets. And maybe I'll raise it to 2 or 3 or something. Because if you want to buy 10 tickets, sure, but that's a lot of money, but it doesn't guarantee you're going to win just because you got 10 tickets. So I don't know. I don't know how to do these things. I'm still learning how to do raffles, but anyway, I really thank you for your interest. I'll get a video up there for you guys tomorrow so that everybody can see it. Here is the scarf raffle. Here's where you get your tickets. Thank you very much. Good luck. Okay, so we're going to do that. All right. So, um, so, oh, good night somewhere in time. I get it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love doing this. I wanted to leave this for you guys to think about something, you know, when it comes to the healing power, expressing the healing power of love, communicating, channeling, being an instrument, being a conduit for the healing power of love. Please understand that it can be expressed in many, many ways. Love is as love does, okay? It is an action. It's about like turning on a faucet, flipping a switch, making a decision to love, okay? And then be loved in return. So, how do you do that? Are you going to extend trust, touch, words, music, art, creativity, respect, kindness, charity, intimacy, listening, silence, presence, whatever it is? How are you going to express and promote and extend the healing power of love? Okay, so that's your homework. That's the big question. Okay, so and that's going out there to you guys inside the Terra Illumination Love Tribe. I know there's only a few of you here left remaining for the evening, but I do love you guys. And eventually, yeah, Terra Illumination will probably eventually have to go public. And you'll see that I'm just like a gnarly little old fellow who, is just barely hanging on. And okay, so what? Okay, so what? So effing what? I know how to put on a good show. I can put on a really good dance show. And once Mikey gets involved and the other Mikey gets involved, and we get the raffles going, and we start propagating and do the banyan tree, and we get the Terra Illumination Love Tribe up and running for real, then yeah, maybe I will go on camera. Maybe we'll have some live shows and events. But it's just going to take time and work, okay? I hope you understand that. All right, here we go. Let's party, okay? Let's party, people.
eyes. Opening my hands to welcome the day. Gathering the sun's rays on my head. Let the healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking out the poison, making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe I always be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. May no accidents arise. Giving thanks to heaven that I am still alive. Blessing my enemies, blessing those I love. Praying for forgiveness for any damages I done. The healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking out the poison is making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Now the day is done, the moon is on the rise. My trials and tribulations all bottled up inside. I summon in the love as I reach up for the skies. I command all fear and shadows be gone before my eyes. Let the healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking up the poison is making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. And the healing vibrations rattle through my soul. Shaking out the poison is making me whole. Casting out diseases by chanting the word. The sounds of the universe by all will be heard. Resonate inside us, love is the word. Yeah, yeah, love is the word. Love is Gentle word, speak the word, dance the word, say the word, praise the word, hear the word, love the word, live the word, vibrate the word, shake the word, hug the word. Breathe the word, whisper the word, sign the word, love the word, sing it out, sing the word, chant the word, speak the word, dance the word, say the word, praise the word, heal the word, love the word. Live the word, vibrate the word, change the word, hug the word, breathe the word, whisper the word, sigh the word, love the word, sing out the word, chant the word. Speak the word, dance the word, say the word, praise the word, hear the word, love the word, live the word, vibrate the word, shake the word, hug the word, breathe the word, listen the word.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. Love doing this for you. Thank you for visiting. Sincerely, from Terra Lumination. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'm just going to let the song play out for all the diehards. You know, we're hanging around the campfire, and I know sometimes it's hard to go home. I'm one of those kind of people myself. If we have a really good party, we have a really good evening, the last thing I want is for it to all stop, you know? So I'm hanging in with you guys. It's just like the people who hang around in the kitchen after everything's already done, all the mess, all the fun, all the food, all the tears of joy, all the tears of sorrow, the big love hugs, everybody. Most people have gone home. It's just a few diehards, and we just like, you know, we keep going until we drop. Okay? So there we go. That's you guys. Have a super week. Good night, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See you again next week, God willing. God willing, we'll be here next week, okay?